Well, we have nobody, but to those of you who
are watching the
whatever-
podcast taping or the VOD.
yeah, whoever watches this for whatever reason, I don't know why you would. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We're going to start talking about movies now. And
This
we'll
is-
hope somebody joins in along the way.
This is
So-
our Christmas gift to the world.
Welcome to the Kill John Lennon Awards.
The Kill John Lennon.
The Kill John
Awards.
Lennon. I don't like that name.
Well, I do, and I decided on it.
I don't like that. I disagree with that. I'm leaving.
Well, you can't. It's already done.
It's already been done. All right. First things first, I'm going to
Kill John Lennon Awards.
share the screen so we can start with the Kill John Lennon Awards. Let's do picture in picture. There we go. All right.
Can you
So-
crop it to get that ad out?
Nope.
What a nasty ad. I mean, it's got palm trees. It's okay.
I can do
As
that.
far as ads go, it could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I don't even know what that is for.
Yeah. me
Okay,
neither.
so the first movie we're going to be talking about today is going to be Oh God. Okay.
Starting out good.
Yeah. Starting out with probably the worst movie of the year, in all honesty. It might not be the worst thing I saw all year. Actually, I don't know if it's the worst movie of the year.
I think it is.
I don't know.
And I didn't even see it.
I'm going to... Whoa. That took forever getting us up there. Dang. Okay, I'm back. Now we're going to talk about the movie. We'll figure out a better system. We'll get better at this, guys. So, Sam didn't see this. I saw this one alone. I remember very explicitly going to see it because it was the same week of Twisters. It was like a week after.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a week after Twisters, and what It Ends With Us opened at the same time. And It Ends With Us is like a romance something or other. So there was a bunch of like middle-aged white women there, and I remember I dressed like what's his name from Twisters? What's the dude's name?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. I wore like a cowboy shirt and jeans and boots and looked very sexy whilst going to see Borderlands all by myself. Because I knew there'd be a bunch of ladies there seeing It Ends With Us. But Borderlands, it was just really poorly made. And the casting was terrible. Like, I've played a little bit of the games. I'm not some massive Borderlands fan. But it just was not well done. I mean, the CGI was terrible. The casting was awful. The script was terrible. Some of the music drops were just terrible. I mean, I'm not going to say that was the worst movie I saw this year because it was at least like a finished movie and it wasn't terribly jarring like one other movie we're going to talk about when we get to it. Another movie that I saw all alone because I was really bored one night. Sam wasn't there for that. You guys probably know what movie it's going to be. Worst of the year. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. So let's go back. I could get my dad to be in here and run the wheel aside. Or get like Jackson. How do I make us tiny? Wow.
That is very
I
slow.
do not like that. Yeah. All right. Next up after Borderlands.
Borderlands bad movie.
Okay, come on.
Was Jack Black even good at it?
I think when I threw it up on my story, I said Jack Black was the only not awful part.
Okay.
Like, he was entertaining, I guess. Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God. Wow. We are starting
Banger
off
after banger.
with the stinkers. Holy cow. Okay.
Jeez.
What is there to say that hasn't been said before
I don't know.
when it comes to the Halo show? So the first season came out last year before.
Yeah.
And I think we binged it all for season 2, right? Or we just
Yeah.
binged it in general?
No, yeah, we binged it
We
all.
binged it all awaiting season 2
Yeah.
patiently.
And it was
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was not good. The very first episode, like
Yeah.
one of the first things Master Chief does is
He takes his helmet
take
off.
off his helmet.
Yeah. So season 1, Halo is the best game franchise ever, in my opinion. Like, you can argue there are bigger ones, but the original 5 Halo games, Halos 1 through 3, Reach, and ODST, those are flawless shooters. Like the world building Bungie did, and just the first 3 games. I mean, just crazy. Like Master Chief is. You can't say that Master Chief isn't one of the most iconic video game characters of all time, and probably his most iconic thing is that he doesn't take his helmet off.
Yeah.
And so for the show in episode 1, literally half an hour in, take his helmet off. I mean, that's blasphemy. And then the design of everything was terrible. Like the suit, the Chief's Mjolnir, what is that? The Mark 5, Mark 6? Yeah, it's the Mark 6. It's just, it looked too much like the Mark 6 Gen 2, which is from Halo 4, and I hate that design. I would have much preferred even the original Mark 6 or even the Mark 6 Gen 3, which is the Infinite design. And then there were like 4 Spartans in the whole show, and that Grinch is terrifying. What in the world? You see that? What in the world? Alrighty then.
Go back to the palm trees.
Yeah, go back. What were the palm trees an ad for anyway?
I don't know.
Like,
but I like that.
Sandals Beach Resort or something?
I like that as an ad even more, where you don't even know what it's advertising.
You don't know what it is?
It's just
Yeah, because that
there
works.
You go.
Yeah, that advertisement wants me to go out and buy.
Yeah.
I want to go buy stuff.
Well, I mean, look.
I just want to engage in consumerism.
Make you hate it, does it?
No, I don't hate that.
I mean, that Grinch ad, while it was funny, you'd begin to hate it.
Eventually. Yeah.
That's just a nice little picture.
Yeah. All right, back to Halo.
Right, yeah.
The color grading was terrible. Like it was a hideous looking show. There was an entire episode where there was no Master Chief at all. It was all about Quan Ha, the side character.
Look, she was a bad character, but Discount Dave Chappelle was the only good part about season 1.
Probably.
And that storyline was the only, like his story was the only good part about it.
Yeah.
Because Master Chief's bit sucked.
I don't even remember his story in it. And I mean, Master Cheeks was the name given to him for a reason. Cortana was terrible. It's just so awful compared to the quality that was the first 3 Halo games. I mean, it's a darn shame. Makes me sad. Because we just watched, we're going to talk about other video game adaptations going on. And all of the other video game adaptations we got this year, the 2, were amazing, other than Borderlands. The 2 next ones we're going to talk about were amazing. And it just makes me sad every time we get a good video game adaptation. And I sit back and think about Halo and what it could have been. So, makes me sad. Halo, not the worst show of the year, though. Somehow it was not the worst and most offensive show of the year. All right.
We've barely even talked about season 2, have we?
Season 2 was just,
I mean,
too little, too late. Season 2 was better. It was a teensy little tiptoe in the right direction, but it was not enough. Like it took at the end of season 2 for them to finally get on the titular Halo. I mean, like that's when they got to the Halo ring.
Like the only good part about the show was the 3 black guys.
Yep.
And they killed 2 of them in the end.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
at least they got rid of the other Spartans as well. We don't have to worry about them anymore, do we?
What, the Spartan 3s?
Yeah. No, the
2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they didn't get rid of Chief, did they?
No.
No.
It's over. The show's over though.
Yeah.
It's been canceled. There were rumors floating around there for a little while that Christopher Nolan was going to pick it up. Like Christopher Nolan was interested in the Halo thing. Pretty sure those are unsubstantiated, but that would be crazy. That'd be the craziest thing ever. But, all right. Next.
They didn't even do the Arbiter right.
They didn't even do the Arbiter right. It wasn't like the Arbiter, though. That Arbiter wasn't Thel Vadamy, leader of the, Fleet of Particular Justice. I know a lot about Halo, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be... We got to move on before I just start spewing nonsense.
Let's see what we got.
What's next? Please be something decent. Okay, that's right. Another Crab's Treasure. So it's not just movies we have in this. We also have games that we interacted with this year. You can. Yeah, you can hit.
This button.
Yeah, you can hit full screen.
Oh.
Actually, no, that wasn't the one to hit.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh,
That was the one to hit max.
How do I get it not full screen now?
Escape.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there we go. So it's not just stuff that came out this year, it's stuff we interacted with this year.
All
stuff
media.
we interacted with. All media
Mhm.
that we interacted with this year. So another Crab's Treasure. I'm not the biggest Souls player. Like I'm terrible at Souls games, but that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was SpongeBob Dark Souls, really. And it was great. Crab Souls, great game. I don't have much to say about it. If you want to go click on the next one.
I played Elden Ring for the first time.
Yeah.
And I did not get far.
Nope. Souls games are hard.
I played 8 hours and I got nothing done before I quit.
I played a little while of Crab Souls. I think I even cheesed the first boss and still nothing.
All right, let's see. Sonic 3.
Sonic 3.
Yeah,
okay.
good movie.
So that's the other video game adaptation we were talking about. They can't see it anyways. That's one of the other 2 video game adaptations that came out this year. Just leave it on that.
Yeah.
We just saw Sonic 3 the other day. 2 days ago, right? Yeah, Christmas Eve, we saw Sonic 3. And I mean, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan, and obviously that was a movie made for kids, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was
good. It was probably one of the better AAA, studio action movies of the year. I mean, we've got to think about what other action movies came out this year. They weren't that good.
No.
Like it had some of the best action of the year. Second only to like Godzilla and Kong. That one.
Yeah.
Big robot monster alien WWE. It's crazy stuff. But Sonic was fun. Jim Carrey was Jim carrying it up. Yeah. He carried that film totally. Shadow was great. Keanu Reeves did a good job voice acting, which I've never been. Keanu Reeves has always been hit or miss, in my opinion, which is a hot take. This is a hot take. But like I always think back to like Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Coppola film.
His acting
was not good there.
I get like his acting being hit or miss, but come on, Keanu Reeves is
he's like one of the best guys in Hollywood. But I mean, and his voice acting's always been iffy. I want to say like his other biggest voice acting role is obviously Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk, and I just feel like he could have put a little more emotion into that role. Like I know Silverhand's kind of like faded or jaded a little, but I feel like he could have given it a little more, put a little more oomph into it.
I still think he did good as Shadow, though.
He did great as Shadow. Yeah. I think he fits the character really well too. There's like he's got like a pain in his voice that you can hear.
My only complaint with the movie is that at the tail end, they did play the song. They did play Shadow Hedgehog song, "Live and Learn," but they didn't play enough of it. They should have played the whole thing. All right,
I think playing it at all is enough.
It was, but they should have played the whole thing. If you wanted to do it right, they should have played the whole thing. That scene where they were fighting, I think that's when you should have had the whole song play, and then the cut.
Oh God! from the powered up Sonic and the powered up Shadow, they're flying towards the Earth destroying thing. That jarring cut straight to old Jim Carrey spanking young Jim Carrey was the craziest cut ever.
Amazing cut, great movie.
It was a fun movie. Yeah.
I mean, you went from peak to freak.
Yeah, that's what we said. It's terrible. It was
the hardest scene in all of cinema, right? To Jim Carrey
spanking Jim Carrey. I mean, Jim Carrey in a double role. Has he done that before, or is this his first time?
Maybe.
I can't remember him having done that before. And so, why did it take this long for us to get a double role Jim Carrey? That's the question Hollywood needs to ask themselves.
They made a joke about it in the movie.
Yeah.
A
meta joke there.
Very good.
It was one of the better jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
That and then the woman in the military joke. That shocked us. That was Yeah, go see Sonic 3.
Yeah, very good.
Still in theaters. Yeah. I think now is a good spot to address there are some movies we didn't see this year, and these are our cinema regrets. Movies I wish I'd have saw this year so we could comment on. So this is going to tick a lot of people off. Dune 2. Did not see Dune 2.
We didn't watch that movie.
We did not watch that movie.
I don't regret not seeing that one.
I do regret not seeing that one because that's probably going to be movie of the year, in all honesty. That's probably going to win Best Picture. I mean, you got to think about what else has come out this year.
Night Swim.
All right. We're not talking about that movie
Not yet.
We're not talking about that movie yet. You know, that I regret not seeing because I heard it was great and I would have loved to have given you my opinions on it. And then Megalopolis. I really wish I'd have seen that one because I've been tracking Megalopolis for a good little while because I'm a Coppola fan. I mean, he made The Godfather, the trilogy. That's all I got to say, to know why I love Coppola. I wish I could have seen Megalopolis, but I didn't, and I'm not paying money to watch that movie. I'm gonna wait until it comes out on like Prime so I can watch it there. But I really wish I would have seen that to give my opinions on that one. But those are the similar regrets. Those are the movies we're not going to be talking about because we didn't see them. So
Megalopolis was supposed to be the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah, it was supposed to be his magnum opus, and then it was.
What's his face?
Club.
Adam Driver was supposed to be able to reach through the screen and
something like that.
Talk to you.
Yeah, that was that's a behind the scenes
Adam
thing.
Driver.
Amazon, like their Alexa, their Echo team. Coppola had a deal with them to where they were going to build some type of interactivity into the movie to where there would be multiple pre-recorded scenes of what Adam Driver would have said, and he would have asked the crowd something, and the crowd would have responded, and then Adam Driver would have the movie would have known to play whatever scene best responded to the audience's response. That would have been crazy. And then when the film showed at Cannes, the film festival, there was a dude who walked, like a live person walked up to the screen and handed Adam Driver something, and he took it through the screen. Like, it was the way they shot it. That was supposed to be like a whole movie experience, but then it just turned out to be Megalopolis. Turned out to be The Sims, directed by Hideo Kojima.
Midgalopolis.
All right. Go click next. Yeah, that was a terrible joke.
I'm sorry.
Go. Be gone.
Look.
Go hit the next one. Let's find something else to talk about. Unless you just want to sit and ruminate on that awful joke. You can just leave? Yeah. All right. Bye, Sam.
Bye, Hayden.
At least leave the microphone here.
All right. What's next?
Big Us. That's what I need to do. I need to plug in the Ethernet.
That's a show we can talk about.
That's a show we could talk about.
Yeah.
We didn't watch.
Yeah, we didn't watch.
I guess we're all along.
It'll get brought up during the Marvel rant.
Do we have a Marvel rant built in?
That movie of the year.
Okay.
Movie of the year right here.
This is the movie of the year. The documentary.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the documentary. That's not the button you hit. I guess it is. I guess you can hit that to make it big.
Genius.
So, the documentary, the movie of the year.
The movie of the
We're
year.
not biased at all when
no,
we're talking about
not at all. Whoever made this movie, genius.
Great geniuses.
All right.
Yeah.
They are, comedic geniuses, the cinematic geniuses.
Yeah.
Really, the work speaks for itself, I think.
I think we give a little background on that since we have the opportunity to. This will be the one time ever in all of history we talk about the morning announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got to spare us. We did peak in high school. But this will be the one time we talk about it, we swear. So the documentary, that was like 5 months in production.
Yeah.
We wrote, Sam and I draft up the story for everything we do, and then he writes the screenplay. We wrote that story. We drafted that in like December over winter break. And the screenplay was penned by like mid-January. Our original release date was March 13th. Like, that was the original day we were thinking of. Or I think it was March 14th. I think it was my birthday.
Yeah.
That was the day we had planned on releasing. It was March 14th. Because I think that was the day right before spring break. And we wanted to have some time afterwards to let people sit on the fact that Sam turned out to be the Duck Man. We wanted to give a little buffer. It was in the thing. You admitted it.
Admitted it.
You admitted it.
What does that mean?
All right, whatever. Okay. We wanted to give people some buffer so Sam wouldn't get swamped the next day, which did that happen at all?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, those middle schoolers
Yeah, they were always the biggest fans of it. And we kind of made that for them. You know, we made that for our fans. Because we knew, I like the fact that it ended up kind of being the last thing we did, because that's a good final send off.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good something to end things on. Wrap up the story beats we had beforehand.
I'm glad that it exists, because it is definitely the greatest special that we've ever made. Maybe probably the best video we've ever made in general. And that year we had so many plans for specials that we were going to do. We had the Christmas special that I had written that might have been turned out better than the documentary. If it had been made, it would have been insane. But yeah, we had a lot of plans for things we were going to make, but they never came to fruition. But that documentary, glad that we got it made, because it is art.
Yeah. I mean, we shot that literally zero budget, guys. Like, everything we had to shoot ourselves. That was brutal. Like, it was a good little while there. We thought it wasn't going to get done. And we were doing reshoots day before it came out, because that's how we roll. We rolled down to the wire. Like, we literally had to shoot the on the ground interview scenes the day before.
Yep.
Because something happened to the audio and it was screwed up. And like that one, you know, probably the climax of the movie or the documentary, the scene where we're on the stairs talking to each other, that took like 2 hours to shoot.
Yeah, and that's a 30-second
scene. Yeah, trying to figure stuff out, trying to get audio to work, trying to get Brendan to shoot through the glass right, trying to stop middle schoolers from yelling at us, trying to figure out just timing on the lines. That took forever. Like, people don't realize how much work actually went into that. How many sleepless nights it took to get that thing done. But that's also why I feel, we've done a small little bit of the filmmaking process. And that's why I feel justified in judging other people's filmmaking. Also, because we were able to make that with zero budget, and these people are making movies with millions of dollars. Like, million. That's why I feel so justified in trashing these movies, is because they cost millions upon millions of dollars. Like, Hollywood is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You know how much good you could do with that money?
A lot.
But instead it goes to crappy movies. So we're going to get heated about some of these movies coming up. But
granted, our movie was not even half an hour long.
No.
But
still. Like, that was...
Come on. Step up your game.
Step up your game, guys. We did that on zero budget. Imagine if we had even just like a $1,000 budget. You know how much better we could have been.
Yeah.
But
we could have made the Duckman superhero movie.
We could have made the Christmas special.
Yeah.
But the good thing about the Christmas special is it doesn't have anything to do with the announcements. We can still make that.
Yeah. And I still want to.
That was beautiful. It was a phenomenal. What's next? Okay. Quiet Place Day One.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got thoughts on this movie. I have thoughts on all movies.
I never saw the first two, which I probably should have.
But you could watch this one. This one was standalone. It was a standalone prequel. So it was different from what I thought it was going to be. So in the beginning of the second Quiet Place, that whole opening, not act, but like opening sequence, was the chaos of them arriving immediately, like the immediate arrival, the chaos of, the aliens running out, destroying cars and everything. There wasn't much of that in day one, because it was kind of like they arrive and you get a little chaos, but then she gets knocked out and she wakes up hours after the chaos. So it wasn't like day one. It was like a dozen or so hours after day one.
Yeah.
And I thought, I didn't expect it to be like a deep character piece, though. Like, that kind of shocked me. Just like, it was an emotional journey. It was like an emotional arc more than it was just the story arc. And so it had, I'm not going to say it had a heart that the other ones didn't. It had a heart like that the second one kind of didn't. The second one, the first one's better than the second one, in my opinion. It had a similar. The first one was all about like family and stuff. John Krasinski sacrificed himself for his family. This one had like an equal heart of trying to like live in your final moments of life.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good.
Eric is my king. He was the goat. He carried.
Is Eric the cat?
No, Eric was the guy who saved the cat.
Okay, Joseph Quinn's character.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a whiny little baby the whole movie.
Be quiet.
He was a whiny little baby.
He went into the den of the.
That was his whole character arc. He was a whiny baby.
No, he was a whiny baby, and he became my king. All right. He went into the den of the monsters. I forget what he had to get. Was
probably the cat.
Was it the cat? Or no, there was something else, wasn't it?
She wanted something, needed something.
Yeah, and he had to sneak around in the lair of these evil aliens.
Yeah,
and like they were right up next to him, and this whiny baby, but he still managed to do it. And then at the tail end, he saves the cat. He is my king. Okay, he is not a whiny baby. He is a Chad.
A whiny baby.
He's not a whiny baby. You need to rewatch the movie.
I'm not rewatching.
You need to rewatch the movie. Eric is the realest of the real.
The only thing is, going into this next Quiet Place movie, they have to start giving us answers about what the aliens are doing there. Because now you're 4 movies into the franchise, you can't just keep dropping mysteries. You gotta give some answers. And the problem is, unless those answers are really, really good, you're gonna take people off. Because in every franchise, anything ever, when you have a mystery, especially like a mystery as big as like Behind a Race of Aliens, you give an answer, you take people off. You look at like Alien and the Alien Prometheus and the mystery of the space jockey. The second you gave that answer, you take people off. The second you find out it was like the Prometheans or whatever, you take people off. The big white dudes, the engineers, you take people off. And that's just kind of how it works. Like they're going to give an answer like, oh, they're here for, I don't know, to eat us or something. People are like, oh, that's lame. But they have to start giving answers, and they got to be well done, or else people get mad.
What is the 4th one even gonna be?
Probably A Quiet Place Part 3. Pick up where Part 2 ended.
Where did Part 2 end?
They saved the island they were on, and they've figured out how to like stop the aliens and stuff. Kind of, they hate high pitched noises. So.
Isn't their whole thing sounds?
Yeah, but they have highly sensitive hearing. So you get high-pitched noises. It's like, Venom. They tweak out. But yeah, I think, what would you rate that one on a scale of 1 to 10?
I liked it. I'd say it's like a solid 6 or 7.
I'm leaning towards like 7.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I expected it to be. And frankly, it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted just absolute chaos and carnage, war of the worlds, just chaos of these aliens showing up. But instead, we got, a nice in-depth character study. Yeah. I think that was good.
Now remember, to all you viewers,
all one of you,
the ranking, like from 1 to 10, is incredibly skewed.
Yeah.
7 has become middle of the line.
Yeah, 7 has become a movie that doesn't do anything wrong. Just didn't do anything exceptionally right.
5 is supposed to be that, and I'm treating that.
We've had to skew it.
So 6 and 7, that's good.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'd agree.
It's like a 7.
Yeah, and that scene when they finally get the pizza, I liked that. All they wanted was a pizza.
Yeah,
that was fun. Good story.
Yeah.
If I was in the End of Days, that's what I would want, probably.
You would want pizza? Just pizza?
Yeah.
What pizza are you getting?
I don't know.
The martial law from Slice House?
Maybe, we'd have to go down to Slice House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a martial law. We'd have to go there, and we'd have to wait an hour for a singular slice of pizza, because that's how Slice House works. Look, I love their pizza, dude, but they take forever.
A long time. And it's just one slice.
It's one slice. I know that they have to make it and they have to bake it, but like, don't be baked while you're baking my pizza, dude. All right? We know it's just a bunch of stoners back there. We get it. Just give me my pizza on time. Come on. I want a slice of pizza. A slice of pizza's quick. Like, I'm not Italian, but I want that slice fast.
Yeah.
In and out. Like Joey Diaz said.
Yeah.
pizza, man. That or the Ghost Rider.
No.
Do you have that photo?
Pizza. Yeah, I think I do.
You have that photo. We got that one. And they subbed out. Oh, ooh.
What is it?
Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
All right. We're going to be on this one for a little while. Let's go ahead and start with finishing our pizza story, though. They subbed out the hot sauce that's normally on that pizza for a different hot sauce because they were out of their ghost pepper hot sauce. And I was crying. I had mucus and snot and tears dripping out of every orifice on my head. It was bad. It was really bad.
When was it?
It was so hot. It was. Brendan was there too.
Yeah.
So that was during like the few months that Brendan was with us at Teen Court.
Yeah.
And so that was the beginning of this year.
I guess I don't have it.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? That was when they still had me on Be Real.
Oh, and you took that photo on Be Real. Darn. Yeah.
But I deleted it.
You deleted Be Real.
Thankfully. Yeah. I'm free.
You're free of the Be Real curse. He's going to try and get in.
Yeah, he is.
No, Stinky. You can't come in here. That's not enough. Sorry, Stinky. You can't come in here. just ignore him.
He's bargaining.
Okay, so the next piece of media we interacted with this year was Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Greatest game ever.
So I for Halloween, I ended up doing Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3. But to be honest, I didn't know anything about Metal Gear until October. I'd seen all of the invisible memes, and those are hilarious. So I started looking into the Metal Gear lore. It was a Sunday when I decided, you know what, I'm going to do Naked Snake from Solid 3. I just thought it was Snake. I thought it was the same Snake in all of the Metal Gear games. I thought it was one dude.
No.
There are 5 snakes.
There are 5 snakes.
3 of which are clones, 1 of which is a body double.
Mm-hmm. A forced body double.
A forced body double.
He didn't even know.
He didn't even know. And so that's what... We could go on about Metal Gear forever, probably.
One of them is the president.
One of them was the president. So why not? Why not? Hideo Kojima decreed it as such, and therefore we got it. So talking about Metal Gear Solid 5 specifically, because that's the only one we played, because we're still waiting on Delta Snake Eater to come out. Konami, they're watching this. Konami's watching this right now. And they know they have to release it. Or else the McBlaken brothers and their one viewer will get mad at them.
Yeah. Do you think it's still your dad?
It very well might be. Yeah.
Let me see.
Or it's you. You've still got it open like
I didn't have it open.
Liar.
I never had it open. I never pulled up the stream.
But the Phantom Pain is probably the best stealth game ever. It has the craziest story ever. Like, it's just up and down. It's all over the place. But I saw someone describe it as not a story game, but a lore game. That's what they said it was. Welcome. What's he looking for?
We do have people. Or we did. See, this is why we need the chat open, Hayden.
You can leave it open on your phone.
Okay. Earlier, Ben said, sorry, I meant gay. Autocorrect. One viewer, you fell off. And then Justin McBrown makes a return and says, gay, gross. And then Bella says, hey, guys. So, hey, Bella.
If she's still here.
You're probably not still here. But if that one viewer is you, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5, we're talking about it.
Yeah. But it's not a story game. It's a lore game.
Lore game.
Like, it just gives you a bunch of random, useless lore about the entire Metal Gear franchise.
Cool lore.
Cool lore, yeah. Not useless.
Mm-hmm.
The story in and of the game itself is kind of sparse, really. Like, there's not a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the missions feel like they kind of don't have a lot of bearing to the ultimate end plot a little. I mean, you got to think about, like, you know, all of the ones where you just got to go kill a dude or you got to extract the walker gears or stuff. Those don't really have any bearing.
But I think the gameplay
shined, makes up for it.
That
it's addictive. Yeah. Like, I want to go play it right now. Like, not just I've beat the story and everything.
I have nothing left to do in it, and
you still just go. You want to hop on and just develop stuff and shoot stuff. And,
I mean, that's probably the main reason that I want another game like that, because
the gameplay is just
all the other games, like
they're story games.
Yeah, they're
still
all
wouldn't
story
have
games. It the same way that this game has it, and I want more of that.
Yeah, maybe that's what Snake Eater is going to do.
I hope so.
I think they're probably going to port a lot of the systems over.
Yeah,
especially like the third-person aiming and stuff, because that wasn't in the original Snake Eater.
But even then, that's probably still not. Was Snake Eater wasn't open world?
No, it's not going to be open world.
Yeah,
but it's a large like mission forward. Yeah,
but I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 has one of the best gameplays that I've ever
probably. Because it's just the sandbox is open. It's massive. It's crazy. I do have some complaints though. My biggest complaint, which you've heard before, Kiefer Sutherland as Snake. I would have rather had David Hayter. I would have rather had the original Snake, David Hayter. And there are very few reasons to not, in my opinion. I think that's a misstep on Kojima's part. Like it really is.
Yeah. Gage Spencer says he agrees.
He agrees. That's good to know.
Mom asks what she missed. What have we done? Right, I need to be checking them off.
They're up there.
Yeah, I know, but I need to be checking them off.
All right, but that's our end of Metal Gear talk for now. I'm sure we'll come back to it.
Way more to say.
We have so much more we could say about Metal Gear, but we're going to spare you all the details because we got to keep things moving. We got to keep things rolling. Next up, what's our next?
So far, we've talked about more.
All right. Okay, Wild Robot.
Metal Gear.
So,
another Crab's Treasure. What else have we talked about?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
move on to the Wild Robot.
She's asking what she missed.
She can scroll back and live. You can go back and live stream.
She's got to keep up. All right. We're live.
You're just saying words.
Stay in the moment.
You're just saying words.
How's that saying words? They need to stay in the moment.
Does your mom could your mom tell us anything about Megalopolis?
Maybe.
Does she even know it's a movie?
Maybe.
Exactly. Wild Robot.
She asked what she missed. Okay.
All right.
I was saying
you've missed some movies. We've talked about some movies.
So sorry.
We got to keep things rolling. Wild Robot.
Have
you seen it yet?
I didn't see it.
So DreamWorks has been, I don't want to say hit or miss recently, because most of what they've done recently has been a lot of hits. I mean, you go back to when it all started, like we're in something of like a DreamWorks renaissance here almost. Started with The Bad Guys. Did that come out before That came out before Puss in Boots. The Last Wish, right?
Yes.
Right about the same time.
I think so.
Those kind of started something of like a DreamWorks renaissance because they didn't suck compared to what Disney was putting out at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like at the same time DreamWorks is putting out The Bad Guys and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Disney's putting out like Lightyear and what was it, like Unexpected Journey or something? That was that other one that nobody watched.
Which one?
That other one that nobody watched. It was another one of their Pixar films, I think.
The one with what's his face?
Yeah, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah,
that was Strange
Journey or something.
Strange World, Strange Planet.
I don't know,
something like that.
But that was that other movie they're putting out at the exact same time. And then The Bad Guys is pretty, like, it's not as good as Puss in Boots, but it was pretty good. Like it was decent quality new IP DreamWorks. And then Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. What can we say that hasn't been said already? That's one of the best animated movies in a good little while.
Yeah,
hilarious, has heart. A bit short. Like it's like only an hour 45 at most. I think sweet. Short and sweet. But then they come out with this year's been hit or miss. The past 3 movies have been hit or miss.
Yeah, they follow up Puss in Boots: The Last Wish
with one of the Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken,
and
that was
I don't even know. Was it a good movie or
it was okay?
Yeah, but like the fall. I don't think it did that good at the box office. It came out at the same time as Oppenheimer and Barbie. It was the same time as that.
Oh, so it didn't pull any box office numbers.
Yeah, I have no idea what they were thinking.
I don't know.
Or was it?
But that was their next movie. And then after that is Kung Fu Panda 4, which we'll talk about when we get there.
We'll get to that.
But then on the Wild Robot was great. Like it was really good. It had a lot of heart to it. It was the animation was great. When Sam first saw the trailer, he thought it was Oscar bait.
Yeah.
I would have liked like a more solemn spaghetti western style, not a lot of music, not a lot of dialogue, of a robot kind of exploring the world and learning what it's about. The kids would not have liked that. That would have bored the snot out of any kid in the movie theater. They would have fallen asleep, and then parents would have been mad. So I'm glad that stuff happened in it. But it was good. Got a lot of heart. Yeah.
I mean, that first trailer, I don't think anybody can blame me for thinking that it would have been Oscar bait.
Yeah, because there was no dialogue or anything.
Come on.
But that was just a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I know. I know, but still.
Speaking of teaser trailers,
it looked like it, though.
This is a good time to talk about it. Superman.
Ooh,
Superman is probably the movie I'm looking forward to most next year.
That better be good.
And that's saying a lot, because isn't the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie also coming out next year?
Is it?
2025, right?
That's
or is it 26?
Yeah, well, hold on. Nah,
it's either 25 or 26.
December 5th, 2025.
See?
Yeah.
So those two movies are the big movies we're looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly Superman. I'm mostly looking forward to Superman because that trailer just looks amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we might actually get a real true to comic Superman. We haven't had one of those since Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, would it have been Christopher Reeves?
Probably. I mean, there was that one dude, the dude who played the vegan in Scott Pilgrim. There was his Superman. Superman Returns, right?
Mm.
But nobody remembers that. I don't even remember the dude's name. I think it's like Brandon or something.
Gage Spencer asks what our favorite website of 2024 was.
Twitter. Twitter's a magical place. It's a magical place, you know? There's stuff on there I never thought I'd see. Yeah, probably Twitter.
I don't know. I don't give much thought to websites.
I don't give much thought to websites either. No. Yeah, that's not this stream, Gage. That's the next stream. Websites of the year.
Google Minesweeper count?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll say that then.
Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played a lot of Minesweeper this year, I think. At the beginning of the year, especially.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was last year.
So there's the answer to your question, Gage.
Twitter and Minesweeper.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best websites of the year.
All right. But the Superman trailer looks great. I mean, we'll just have to see how the movie turns out. I'm hoping it's not like super political. I'm hoping it's just like a good old, like it's just a movie about the American dream kind of. And Superman, Sam says he's a boring character inherently, right? That's your take on him. I think he's not an inherently boring character. I just think he's very, very difficult to do right. I think he's a very commonly misunderstood character. Too many people put him in too many people being Zack Snyder try to make him Jesus. They put him into like this Christ position, and they try to make his conflict an external one. And that's where you kind of fail, because Superman doesn't have external conflicts. Mm-hmm. You know, he can beat up, he's invincible. The only thing that can stop him is a rock. Okay. Apparently it's a very abundant rock, but still, that's the only thing that can stop him is a rock. So you have to make Superman's conflict internal, and you have to make that conflict not like Zack Snyder likes to do, where he's like, oh, should I be good or should I be evil? You have to make that conflict of like loneliness. Mm-hmm. Superman is an inherently lonely character. He's an alien, literally. Like he's not human at all, but he's somehow the most human out of all of us. And that's how you have to do Superman. And from this trailer, that's what it looks like we're getting.
I mean, if you ask me, that's the only way to do Superman.
It's the only way to do Superman. Yeah. And, but there's a lot going on in this trailer.
I guess inherently isn't the right word. Conceptually. I think he's very boring. I mean, the guy who can do everything.
Yeah.
The only way to do a character like that right is to give him that internal struggle.
A crazy internal struggle. Yeah. But there's a lot going on. Yeah. I mean, Guy Gardner is there.
Yeah.
Hawk Girl is there. That giant axolotl monster is there. Crypto is there. Floating eyeball thing is there. Mm-hmm. Lex Luthor's there. Like, this movie's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But James Gunn has proven he can balance these massive ensembles. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, the Suicide Squad.
Love that movie.
Like those are introducing a lot of characters, and yet he still does them all right, and they still all get ample screen time. So
I want to see what he does with Guy Gardner.
Yeah. I mean, Nathan Fillion. I love Nathan Fillion.
Mhm.
He's awesome. I've loved him since Cade 6.
I mean, he's like the perfect choice to play him.
Oh yeah, definitely perfect choice to play guy.
Yeah. Gage asks, what was our favorite movie website of 2024?
HBO Max.
Is that what he's talking about? Like,
or does he want 1, 2, 3 movies?
Yeah.
I don't pirate movies, like websites. Gage. I don't know.
Yeah. Or streaming services or what? Or everything.
I don't know.
Because I mean, 1, 2, 3 movies is up there.
Don't know. I don't pirate movies.
I mean, you should.
I should.
Yeah.
No, I should.
I don't either.
Pirating movies is illegal. We do not condone the pirating of movies. However,
if you choose to do this,
you choose to do so,
I will not stop you.
We're not going to stop. All righty. So, next movie is
Overlords.
Oh,
Transformers 1. Great movie.
All right.
Great movie.
This movie's box office does not reflect this movie's quality.
Not at all.
And that's a that's a darn shame, truly. Mm-hmm. I mean, the marketing for this movie was pretty bad. It was a really poorly marketed movie.
It made it look like
some dumb, stupid kiddie movie.
Like something to sit your kids down in front of just to
melt their brain
for a few hours.
Like some skibbity toilet, melt their brain, fire synapses and neurons stuff. But
it was like not.
It is kind of like that. It's very kiddie for the first 2 acts.
Yeah, for the
but you get to the third act.
I mean, the tone shift.
You get to
insane
public executions, an overthrow of a dictatorship, betrayal, murder. Like the tone shift in that movie is crazy. We're gonna spoil this.
Yeah,
but watch the friggin' movie. Is it on something? It's on something, right?
I don't know. I had to buy it on YouTube to watch.
I think it's on like Max or Netflix or something now.
Maybe
it's somewhere. Go watch this movie.
Such a good movie.
Megatron executes Sentinel Prime by ripping him in half in front of everybody to the cheers of everyone.
Yeah.
That's like some political execution stuff. And it's in this kid's movie. Like, it's brutal. If that were a human being, that movie would be rated R.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, just the transformation. The slow transformation of the characters of what is it? D16 and Orion Pax. The transition of them to Optimus Prime and Megatron was really well done.
Yeah.
Like it was really gradual. Yeah, it's like, again, that movie's short. It's like hour and a half, hour 45. So like for them to transition that well, I mean, obviously they physically transform, but also their characters do it as well. And it was well done. I think B was a little.
Yeah.
The characterization of him was a little off.
I love Bumblebee. He's literally me. But Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah.
You can't blame people for thinking it's a kiddie movie
when you got Keegan-Michael Key. Yeah.
Key.
And like he was nice as comic relief.
I don't dislike him. I think Key and Peele is funny. But I mean, look.
Yeah. And then the casting.
It's not the best choice.
In general, I think Brian Tyree Henry did great as Megatron. I think towards the end. And then even Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
You could kind of hear Peter Cullen there in the end.
Yeah.
Like you could really, like their voice too gradually changed to be more like the characters, more in line with characters. And I thought that was pretty good. But you can't beat Peter Cullen.
No.
Like you can't beat him.
But even still, I mean, Chris Hemsworth, I didn't really see what they were doing.
No.
I didn't see that they were cooking yet. You know, when that was first announced, I was like, they're just getting big names in here. But no, he did surprisingly well.
Yeah, he cooked. He definitely cooked. And John Hamm, Sentinel Prime, that was pretty good.
And the designs for the characters, all like the G1 designs. I mean,
they were very good.
What a good movie.
Great movie.
What a good movie.
Is that in one of our top 5 of the year?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because the rest of the top 5 was
really hard to decide.
say. I mean, the top 3 of the year was pretty easy.
No,
but once you get to 4 and 5,
I think the top 3, we got a lot of debate in amongst the spots, which we'll get to that at the end.
But it's still obvious which ones go in it, Yeah. Then
definitely.
You get to 4 and 5, and we were struggling.
We were really struggling.
Yeah. Because this.
Did we say this was like 5 or 4?
Did
we say this was 5 or 4?
No, I think that this one's probably 3.
3? You think this one's 3?
Because again, this was one of like the only outstanding movies to come out this year, and
is Sonic 3 in the top 5?
I think it is. Sonic 3, actually, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Look at the competition. Okay.
This has been a really bad year for movies.
I mean, some really good movies have come out and some real stinkers.
I wouldn't say some really good movies have come out.
So.
I'd say some decent, passable movies have come out.
I mean,
and they're good in relativity.
Look, we got Smile 2.
Spoilers. We'll get to those when we get there.
We have talked about things we're going to get to.
We'll get to there. But we're not going to give our top 5 yet. We'll save that for the end.
I'm not giving the top 5. I'm saying what's in the top 5 because they're so obvious.
Yeah, we'll get there. Come on. Wait till we get there.
Ooh, Ghost of Tsushima.
Sam,
Only I can talk about this.
Lightning round this one. Let's go.
Ghost of Tsushima, really awesome game. Didn't come out this year, but we're talking about everything that we did this year. I consumed this media, and it was very good. Great game. Yeah, it was really, really cool. It's kind of like got stealth aspects. We played Metal Gear Solid 5 this year. We talked about that. Yeah, you're the ghost. You're the Ghost of Tsushima. You start out, you're a samurai, you're really cool, and you go out into war with the Mongols. They're invading Japan. And then the Mongols are like, F you, and they beat you up, and you almost die. But then a hot Asian girl saves you, and then you, like, gradually over the course of the game, you have to decide, like, am I going to stay with my honor code? Am I going to be a samurai? Or am I going to do what's necessary to save the island of Tsushima? And that's when you become the ghost at the tail end of the game. And your uncle is like, no, Jin, you have to be a samurai. You're like, nuh-uh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the Ghost of Tsushima because that's the hero these people need. And then you fight your uncle, and yeah, pretty good game.
And then the whole game is spoiled to you by Sam.
There you go.
All right. Next up.
I mean, it came out years ago. Just play the game.
Is the Fall Guy.
Ooh, Fall Guy. He's literally me.
He's literally me. Is that all we're going to say about this?
That's all we're going to say about it.
Okay. I'll give my quick thoughts on this one. It was okay. It was nothing special.
Nothing special.
Yeah. Like if Ryan Gosling weren't in it, it would be a lot worse of a movie. The drive jacket.
Mm-hmm. I've got the drive jacket. Blade Runner. I watched this year. Good movie. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Yeah. Watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh boy.
Imaginary.
Oh, finally. Gage Spencer asks, favorite Jewish director of 2024. Now, me personally, I don't know the religion of directors, but I mean, given that it's Hollywood, I'd assume a lot of them are. I wonder, what do you say, Hayden?
I don't know the religion of any of the directors, but I know I can only list a very. I've got a short.
Let's see.
Short list of directors of this year.
2024 Jewish directors.
Like I can only list a few directors of the movies that were made this year.
Very first on the list is Jesse Eisenberg. I hate that guy.
He directed that Sasquatch movie.
Yeah.
You hate Jesse Eisenberg?
I hate that guy.
Why do you hate that guy?
I hate him.
What do you do?
I don't know. He's annoying.
You just don't like that he played.
I don't like him.
You don't like him? He played a terrible Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Jewish film directors.
Wait, why are we giving such a stupid
like
throwaway comment?
2024.
All right, we're going to talk about imaginary now.
Or all time.
Favorite Jewish director, whatever Adam Sandler directed. I'm sure he did something this year. He did. Didn't he do that like lizard movie?
Wasn't that last year?
I don't care.
What was it called?
I don't know.
Adam Sandler Lizard. It was called Leo, and it was 2023. That was last year.
Don't care. He's my favorite Jewish director this year. Imaginary. That was at the beginning of the year. We decided we were going to watch every single horror movie that came out in theaters after watching the absolute pinnacle of filmmaking that was Night Swim. We decided we were going to catch every single horror movie in theaters. We quickly abandoned that after this movie. Frankly, this was
not after this one. We still watched
Immaculate.
Yeah, Immaculate.
This was the most generic horror movie you've ever seen. Like, you think of any horror trope ever, it was this movie. And the thing is, like, we got, in my opinion, one of the best horror movies of all time this year. Yeah. And Smile 2.
Which we'll get to.
Spoilers, Hayden. Spoilers. But then we got this movie. Like, this movie was boring, bland, generic, by the books, mediocre. And, like, the worst thing a movie can be is boring. Because if you get a bad movie, sometimes you can get a fun bad movie. And we had what I think was one of the best fun bad movies in a long time come out pretty recently, which Sam will debate me on when we get there.
What did you say?
I think we got one of the best. Get off your phone.
Look, Raphael's texting me. This is need to know.
Get off your phone.
I'm sorry.
No phone. Throw your phone away.
I need it for some of the bits. I'm the only one with the audience interaction here, Hayden.
That's right. Leave it only on that.
Mom asks favorite documentary. We've already talked about it.
The documentary.
Sorry, documentary.
Yeah. There's a very close second. Very close second. Which we'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was saying the worst thing a movie can be is boring.
Yeah.
And Imaginary was boring.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun bad.
Evil
it wasn't good.
Teddy bear.
Evil teddy bear. Well, it was evil demon inside of teddy bear.
Oh!
And that fake out ending was kind of stupid.
I forget how it ended.
You remember that they defeated the evil demon and then it jumped to her at the nursing home with her father, but it was way too fast paced to feel like a real ending.
Right.
And then there was a fake out ending. Yeah. If you're going to do a fake out ending, you have to make sure that the fake ending feels like a real ending. You can't have a fake out ending that takes 15 seconds. Bad movie. No, mediocre movie. And that's the boring movie. And that's the worst thing a movie can be.
We'll get to it, Mom.
What does your mom want to talk about?
She wants to talk about the second best.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We will get there.
Look, the wheel will decide when we get there.
Yeah. We are not deciding. We'll decide. All right. Next movie in the Kill John Lennon Awards is
Imaginary.
Ooh, oh,
two for two.
2 for 2. We're knocking out the movies we saw this year.
Those are in a row.
Those are in a row. We did not watch this movie just because Sydney Sweeney was in it. I did not watch this movie just because Sydney Sweeney was in it. I watched it because I was under the impression that it was going to be a horror movie. And I thought it was going to be a nun-horror movie. And nun-horror movies are basically always bad.
Yeah.
And those are fun to watch.
Hey, at least it kept true to that
bad rule. The bad part. This movie was a pretty thinly veiled pro-abortion propaganda piece.
Yeah. Which was kind of weird because when we got out of that theater,
it took us a little while to get. We might have been stupid. We might be stupid, guys.
We probably are stupid.
We had to really ruminate on that movie. It was 10 minutes after because the ending is profound.
Yeah.
Like it's maybe not like actually profound, but it's like shot to be profound and cinematic. And it took us a little while to get after theaters. I think mostly I just didn't want to believe that I had just accidentally watched a pro-abortion propaganda piece, but we realized it's a pro-abortion propaganda piece. Yeah, it was a movie, you know, like it was well shot. I'll say, like, I liked the cinematography in it, and it was well paced. Just it wasn't scary.
Yeah,
and
failed as a horror movie.
Didn't necessarily like the messaging.
No,
so.
Not at all.
But Sydney Sweeney was in it.
Hey,
So
at least we got something out of it.
At least you got something out of it. All right.
Mom, we'll get to it.
After Immaculate. We'll get there.
We'll get
Tell
to
your
it.
mom to...
Can we have it now?
No.
Okay, Space Marine 2. I played it only for a few hours. I need to get back into it. Hayden hasn't played it yet, but I think he should because it was sick for the few hours that I did. Really great.
We have less to say about this than the other 4-person shooter that came out this year.
Yeah.
You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, great game. Still need to get back into it. That's pretty much all I can say.
Yeah.
At the moment. Yep. But yeah.
Go watch the episode of whatever that anthology series is on Prime, the Warhammer.
Yeah, Secret
Level. Go watch the Warhammer episode of Secret Level and pray that the good Lord allows the Warhammer show to be good. It will be because Henry Cavill's behind it. Mm-hmm. We have a Henry Cavill movie we're going to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can't wait to talk about that one. Hey, that was a bad movie. Is your mom still trying to get us to talk about it?
She says she can't follow the titles. Say them again. What titles? Which ones?
We could leave it up there.
Halo Reach.
We could leave this up here. I'll do it different.
Yeah, I guess. We played Halo Reach together this year, and it was a lot of fun. It was my first ever interaction with the Halo franchise as games. And actually, I think in general, except for, of course, Hayden talking about it.
Running my mouth about Halo
in length.
24/7.
But yeah, great game. Loved it. It made me cry almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Again, what can we say about Halo Reach that hasn't been said before? Mm-hmm. Halo Reach was my first interaction with probably gaming in general. I mean, truly like real... Well, that's great. It's like Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
Where he's hidden behind the logo all the time. All right, let me fix that. I'll keep running my mouth about Reach, though, because it's... I think every man should play Reach, and he should play it alone for the first time.
Yeah.
The same feeling I have with Halo 3 ODST. Oops. I think they're borderline like religious experiences, man. I mean, Halo Reach is so beautifully somber, and it's one of the best single game stories ever. Just the feeling of hopelessness. Mm-hmm. It's palpable. It's almost palpable in the game. You can almost just taste it. And I mean, because you know how if you know anything about Halo, you know how Reach ends.
Yeah.
And it got me into gaming. It got me into Halo. And I don't know. Reach, this is going to sound weird, but Halo makes me want to be a better person. And I'm not joking. Like that's one of the beautiful parts about interacting with media is you see these characters. I mean, the Spartans are superhuman, but they're still human down to their core. You know, You look at Noble 6, you look at all of Noble Team, you look at Chief. These are people with very desirable traits. Mm-hmm. And like, you want to be like them a little. And so I lost 40 pounds thanks to Master Chief.
Thank you, Master
That's
Chief.
not a joke. Every single time I'm dieting, I'm like, I don't want to eat this crap. I'm like, Chief would do it. Every single time. And I replayed all the Halo games at the top of the year. Well, end of last year, top of this year. And started with Reach. And it's endlessly replayable.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, in the Master Chief collection, I've got the most dripped out Spartan you'll ever see. I love Reach.
Justice for Noble 6.
Justice for 6, yeah. Remember Reach. I'll say that to hit a PR on bench. Hayden, remember Reach. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is...
Well, before that, Gage Spencer asks, favorite talking dog movie of 2024?
How many talking dog movies did we get this
dog movie?
I don't think we did.
I don't know if we had one. Number one is Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Yeah. Dr. Doolittle. because Norm Macdonald played the dog, one of the dogs in that movie. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Let's give a moment of silence for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Grand Tour.
Oh,
this makes me sad.
This one, yeah.
But it's not like a cry. It's like almost like a proud. It's a beautifully melancholic. That's how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like I feel accomplished. The kind of bittersweet. It's bittersweet. The Grand Tour's final episode was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one for the road. I still re-listen to the soundtrack sometimes.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel, man. Because the Grand Tour guys, they were a big inspiration for the announcements. Yeah. I've compared the arc of the announcements to the Top Gear arc.
If you couldn't
many times. I mean, we used the audio. We used their theme. It was a massive.
Twice.
Jeremy Clarkson was a massive inspiration for like my on-screen persona and everything. I take a lot from him and from those guys in general. I mean, they taught me how to laugh on screen. You know, you can't just laugh like you do normally. You have to be very wide, expressive, open about it to make the audience feel connected. Those guys have been a really important part of our journey, at least. And so for them to end, it was beautiful. Really was.
I mean, what can I say about One for the Road? I mean, when we were watching it, it was me and Hayden and Brendan.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the ending of that episode, I don't cry in front of things. All right. I don't cry to movies or anything. That almost got me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the wackiness of it before the tail end.
Yeah.
They got up to some
hijinks,
some
always.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Richard Hammond's boat almost sunk and he would have gotten eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah.
That almost happened.
I love.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They had to smuggle silver through the border because May made his wheel
solid
silver.
It was just God. Go watch all of the Grand Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Just go watch it all. It's the best reality TV ever. There's very little better than that. And like I want to be those guys. They had the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of friends hanging around doing stuff. Like it's the same with like Impractical Jokers. That's the other best reality TV show. Just dudes hanging out.
Now, nothing in the future can change our opinions about the Grand Tour finale now. But apparently, somehow history repeats itself. And for whatever reason, Amazon is continuing the Grand Tour
with new hosts. Yeah.
Did
they not learn from
Look at Top Gear?
Look at what happened to Top Gear. They continued it without the hosts. There was a massive tonal change and a massive viewership drop-off. The only way the Grand Tour will be good is if they hire me, you, and Luke to be the next presenters.
Or Brendan. Brendan was always there for the Grand Tour.
Yeah.
But either one.
Yeah. But I feel like Luke. Brendan, unless Brendan was the straight man.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Brendan is fed up with us.
He hates us now. He hates us, man. He doesn't want to hang out with us. Luke at least wants to be there.
Yeah. But
Brendan would be the James May. Brendan would be the James May. I would be the Clarkson. You'd be the Hammond.
Yeah.
Got to keep picking the lock to get in here. All right. But that's our thoughts on the Grand Tour.
Maybe just add a fourth guy.
May Jezza rest in peace. It was beautiful.
Gage Spencer asks, what about Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
It is old school.
Did
we watch that this year?
We did.
I think we did actually watch that this year.
We
actually did watch that movie this year.
Oh, I gotta add that to the list. We did.
We could talk about that right now.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about it.
It was the same night that we also watched Batman versus Superman, I think. Because I was bored and I was like, you know what, let's watch something. Like we were on our way out.
Yeah.
We were gonna go do something. I feel like it was around graduation.
Was it?
I feel like we watched it and then we had to go to graduation something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a gang, like a cartel kidnapping or some stuff?
And
I remember that movie being crazy.
I don't. What the heck was Beverly Hills?
I don't
Chihuahua?
know. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what, Gage? Beverly Hills Chihuahua,
the best
Mr.
talking
Peabody
dog movie of all
Sherman,
time.
And then Dr. Dolittle.
Old Yeller.
Did he talk?
No.
Okay, yeah. I mean, was there talking in it?
Yeah,
there was talking in it.
Yeah, especially when they shot him.
Yeah.
You know, like, we have to shoot him. Oh, don't shoot him. We have to. Okay. And they shot him.
Is that what the whole movie is about?
Yeah, it's an hour and a half long conversation about them having to talk about putting the dog down. They debate the ethics of it.
It is?
No! It's a movie about the dog, like, saving them and stuff. And then he gets rabies.
I didn't know you were being sarcastic. You have to say.
On to the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this was a Tarantino movie without Tarantino.
Without Tarantino.
I think it's not bad. It's just forgettable.
Very.
Utterly. And that's saying a lot because Henry Cavill's in it.
The main reason that I remember this movie, and everybody else forgets it very easily, the main reason I remember it is because people talk about how forgettable it is.
Like, it wasn't bad. It was fun. It was a fun movie about people killing Nazis. But just, there was nothing special about it.
Not really.
It felt like it was trying to be Tarantino. And like, it was done by Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie's great. I mean, the Sherlock Holmes movies, the two that he did, are great. Guy Ritchie is probably the best montage, like, fast-paced action guy ever. Like, he's no one does montages like him. But just, it was kind of, it was mid. Fun action, great action. It's fun. I'd probably rewatch it, but I wouldn't really remember it again. What's Gage saying?
Jesus says, hello, what did I miss?
Oh.
Jesus.
You missed a lot.
You missed it quite a bit.
Sorry, man.
But don't worry. You haven't missed the majority.
You haven't missed them. I don't know. I think we're like halfway through the...
No, we have a lot.
Okay, good. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, next up, after the Ministry of Forgettable Warfare, we have...
Mom says the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, which is something that I watched this year, though I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it.
Really? Is it that bad?
I mean, I thought it was hilarious, the bits that I caught, but...
How old is this movie?
It was like
70s,
I think.
Oh, okay.
80s.
That was back when people were funny.
Evidently, it's the most racist movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's not talk about that.
So, yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
On to the nice guys.
Yeah, on to the nice guys.
He's literally me.
He is literally me.
Yeah, it's great.
We watched it this year. It is such a fun movie.
It's one of the more fun. It's up there with, like, Oceans, the Oceans trilogy of just, like, dumb fun. Not even just dumb fun movies, just pure fun movies.
And, like, it's a good movie, too.
It's a good, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I'd watch it again right now, probably.
Yeah, hands down.
One of the only movies that I want a sequel to, even though wishing for a sequel in this day and age, you probably shouldn't do it. Because sequels tend to stink.
Yep.
Except for one that we're going to get to.
Except for one we're going to get to. We'll get to it. Dang it. I accidentally shaved out half my beard, and now I look 15 years older. I hate doing that.
Oh, you can see more of your face.
I know, but somehow I still look old.
Marvel Rivals. I still need to play it.
It's recent. It's one of the big gaming hits of the year, which we've had a lot of big gaming hits of the year. But the thing is, with basically every big gaming hit nowadays, it disappears in about a month.
Yeah.
Happened with Helldivers. Helldivers came back, though.
Yeah, it did.
Rivals is sticking around, though. And it's for the exact reason we're all thinking why it's sticking around.
Yeah.
Not going to comment on it. Let's keep this kid friendly.
Well, I don't know. I've been seeing less of that
and more of hatred of Jeff the Land Shark.
That, and I've been getting all those Iron Man memes.
Jarvis, more than that man.
I know who
those are hilarious.
Once I start playing.
Yep, Iron Man.
Yeah.
But we played a little bit, and the characters are it's Overwatch but better, really.
Blame supports for sucking. Yeah, right. Overwatch but better with Marvel characters.
Tony Stark is great, Squirrel Girl is hot, and Jeff the Land Shark is Hitler.
Earlier, just like a week ago or so, we made a tier list.
But let's not talk about that tier list. Let's not talk about that tier
Don't talk about the tier list.
Nope, not that one. Not that one.
It's just got a few characters. Oh, Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Your turn.
So, I don't think I'm that autistic, but sorry, but I'm autistic enough to have massive bursts of obsessions. Okay, so at the top of this year, my obsession was Halo, and that went on for a little while. And then I kind of dropped my obsessions because I had to graduate and stuff. I don't know, sorry, I had to drop them. But then I reinstalled Arkham Knight when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and when I was recovering, I reinstalled Arkham Knight, and good heavens, I became wildly obsessed with Batman, and I still am.
Yeah.
I spent hundreds of dollars on Batman comics. It was bad. It was really bad. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that the only thing I ever put up on my story for like 2 months there was Batman. And it's all because of Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight is the worst in the trilogy, but holy cow, is it. The story is mediocre. There's too much tank battle. But the standard brawling combat, the free flow combat is so wildly addictive. Like it's as addictive, if not more, than Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay. Like it's once you get good at it, it's so satisfying. And then it convinced me to lose even more weight and pick up boxing. And so now I'm literally Batman.
He's literally him.
I'm literally him. Yeah. Arkham Knight. It's on Game Pass. Go play it.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Batman.
Oh, speaking of Batman, maybe we'll get lucky and get the Penguin next.
Yeah. Let's let the wheel decide.
What is the wheel deciding?
We've been getting barely any shows.
Because we've only seen 5.
No, we have more than that.
What, like 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But like we only have 2 out of those 8.
8?
Beetlejuice.
I'm pretty opinionated on this movie, actually. I didn't hit the right button. Yeah, I'm opinionated on this movie. You know what I've said about this movie. The first Beetlejuice is fun. It's campy. Yeah. It's a cult classic. This movie is fun. It's campy. I don't think it's going to be a cult classic because, for one reason only, this is the worst paced movie ever made. And that is, that's a hill I'll die on. This movie, nothing happens for the first hour 15. But in that last 15 minutes, every single plot thread is wrapped up like that. And it's not like other movies where the plots are tied together and they wrap up from a single event. No. Every plot gets wrapped up in rapid succession. Every single one. Like, bam, Jenna Ortega is saved. Bam, that kid is killed. Bam, they find the dad. Bam, Beetlejuice is, I don't know, he gets stopped. Like, it just all happens rapid succession, and none of it is done satisfyingly. It is one of the worst paced movies ever.
Yeah.
And like it just was so slow and then rapid. It made it really fun. All that rapidness, like that last 15 minutes is fun. It's nuts. It's off the wall. But it doesn't make up for the first hour 15 of slow slog.
Yeah. Very slow getting through the first half.
Yep.
But then that last bit is just bam, 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 bam. Mm-hmm. The worst pacing of all time.
Yeah, terrible. Awful.
Yeah. But still, Michael Keaton was good.
Yep.
Willem Dafoe was good.
Yep.
Jenna Ortega was good.
Yeah. Like the performances were great. And it was still fun and campy and all macabre. Just terribly paced. Terribly paced.
But Jenna Ortega has become so typecast.
She's become, and it's really weird. They keep casting her as like a 16-year-old. And isn't she like 23 now?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But she's like the more successful Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, kind of at this point. All right.
Anyway.
What's next?
Hey, get rid of this one on the list.
All right. For the next couple ones, you're coming up to click.
Okay.
I need something that just you can talk about so I can go use the restroom.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't work. That's something that only I can talk about. Okay. This did not come out this year. Well, season 5 did. True Detective Night Country came out this year. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about season 1 of True Detective, which is either the best or vying for the best single seasons of television I've ever seen. It's just It's True Detective, man. The characters are so well done and they're so iconic. I mean, Rustin Cole is an icon at this point. Some of the lines, wildly iconic, you know.
I don't sleep.
Just dream.
I just dream.
Yeah, and then this town is like someone's memory of a town. Memories fading. Like, it's just wildly, it's so well done. And you would think it's just like a murder mystery, and the murder happens and the whole crux of the plot is going to be on solving the murder. No, the whole show really is about their reactions to the solving of the murder. Like, it's a character piece more than it is just a simple solve the murder mystery. It's really just like a study of two men, their ideals, and the way their ideals affect their work and the way the world affects those ideals. And then the final scene, that ultimate payoff of like Russ just laying it all out there, phenomenal. It's a great show. Some of the best written characters ever. And then the performances, there's nothing I can say about the performances that haven't been said before, but go watch True Detective. It is a great show. All right, you go. You go up.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. I'm tired of getting up until we find something that only I can talk, or only he can talk about, so I can go use the restroom. You gotta click it. Yeah. You see my coffee mug here? Has Godzilla on it.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Well.
We have differing opinions on this one, don't we?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was all right, but it's nowhere near as good
as the trilogy.
The trilogy.
I thought you were a little more you were a little kinder to it than I was.
I mean, yeah, I liked it. I liked watching it. My biggest gripe with it is the name. How awful of
how much of a mess the name is.
Not only is it a mouthful, but it doesn't make any sense either, because Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes implies that the planet is the king of the kingdom, and it's stupid. Just call it Kingdom of the Apes. It's stupid. Okay, I hate that title. I really, really hate that title.
Yeah, and it would have been nice because they could have differentiated it from. They could have made the original trilogy, the one that Matt Reeves helmed the second two. Matt Reeves of The Batman. Great movie. Go watch The Batman if you haven't seen it already. How have you not seen that movie? My parents haven't seen The Batman.
Really?
Yeah. There's something wrong with them. But they could have called that trilogy the Planet of the Apes trilogy, because it started with Rise of the Planet and then War for the Planet, and then what was the final one? War was the third one.
No. War was the last one. Dawn,
Rise, and War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could have had this one, something of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, beginning of the Kingdom of the Apes, Kingdom of the Apes. That's what it could have been. This could have been the Kingdom of the Apes trilogy, but it wasn't.
No.
And so they gave it a really dumb name.
Yeah.
I dislike this movie more than most. I think it was just the characters were so weak in comparison.
Yeah.
Like Proxima Caesar was cool.
I liked him.
But the main character, whatever his name was.
Yeah, he was just
he's lame.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna try to build him up to to Caesar, but like it just I don't know. It was unnecessary.
They gotta do something different with him. He can't just right now he literally is just a Caesar reskin.
Yeah.
And barely even reskin.
No, it was a Caesar downgrade.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of liked the orangutan. I always liked them.
Yeah.
They're my favorite monkey.
Like, we'll see where this trilogy goes, but as it stands, this is the weakest of the four.
Mm-hmm. I still like Proxima Caesar. Mm-hmm. What a wonderful day!
Yeah, that was great. And like all that pool party we went to where we're all acting like apes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But it was a weak movie.
It was a weak movie.
Yeah. I know the girl was hot.
I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean,
lame.
Unremarkable.
All right. What did Gage say?
Gage asks, and this is a good one, Sicko Motor Mobamba of 2024.
What does that mean? 2024?
Do you want to? I don't know. First of all, Sicko Mode.
Yeah.
No, Mobamba. I've become radicalized against Sicko Mode because of what happened at the Super Bowl.
Who made Mobamba?
I forget, but it's not Sicko Mode.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Who did make Mo Bamba?
Not Like Us.
Mo Bamba.
I'm not even like a rap, R&B, hip-hop
Shaq
fan.
West. It was Shaq West.
But Not Like Us was a fire song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, holy cow.
And it was like perfectly timed.
It was crazy. That song started like a cultural event.
Yeah.
That song's a cultural touchstone of the summer. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like the amount of use we got of that song specifically.
Yeah, I mean, again, it came out at like a perfect time for us because baby.
All right.
Oh baby.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
Are you guys ready for this one? I mean,
it's Helldivers.
It's Helldivers. This is the Halo ODST game we've always wanted.
What a wild
game. It took the gaming industry by storm.
Yes.
It was made by a team of like 100 players, a small, I'm not going to say indie developer because they're funded by Sony, but like a small team of developers. They just come in with one of the craziest sequel upgrades of all time.
Yeah. I mean, the first game, barely anybody knew what it was. It was a top-down shooter. And then they dropped this absolute banger to kick off 2024. It was like magic.
Yeah.
The first time playing Helldivers.
It pulls the movement basically straight from Metal Gear. And then it gives you crazy guns.
The gameplay in that
it gives you the stratagems.
Yeah.
Are just it makes war look fun.
Yeah. Yeah. If that was how the military advertised, I would be in.
I know. Yeah. I'd be there right now.
Yeah. But not only like the gameplay, not only how massive it was when it came out, but the journey it's been on. Oh, dang it. Since it came out, like what has happened to the game?
Yeah. Ups, downs, ups, downs. I mean, and now we're at a crazy up because the Illuminator here.
The Illuminator finally dropped.
Yeah.
I mean,
it dropped the night we were watching Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, when we get to that, I don't know. We talk about that when we get to
Hundreds of Beavers. We'll talk about Hundreds of Beavers there.
But yeah, it comes out in February.
Yeah.
And everybody loves it. It's all people can talk about. It's the best game to have ever released. Uh-oh. And then tragedy strikes. Sony, the evil,
great review bombing,
the evil corporation that they are, demand that the Steam players need to link a PlayStation account to their account to be able to play the game. And that kicks out like 127 countries from playing it. All the people in about 127 countries no longer can play Helldivers.
Yep.
And that's when the great review bombing started. That was when the reviews absolutely plummeted because people hated that decision. And
it struggled for a little while afterwards because of bad patches,
slow to course correct there. Yeah. But they did.
They did. Yeah.
But they never really were able to pull it back after that. You know, people were falling out of love with Helldivers 2, even though it showed them even though it showed the gaming industry as a whole to how to perfectly do a live service game.
Yeah.
You know, people were singing its praises, but then it had to go and do that. Thanks a lot, Sony.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, it was able to pull itself back. It had that big update around the middle of the year, Escalation of Freedom, I think. And that was a great update.
But they kept changing the meta too much, and they kept like overcorrecting guns and balancing issues.
And again, they keep learning from their mistakes, but the mistakes themselves have been just knocking players away from it.
And it kept kicking them out, until
we'll
get there.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I don't know. Should we talk about that now, or because that'll eat into the Hundreds of Beavers? But that'll eat into our Hundreds of Beavers talk.
The Wheel decides.
But that's not
one. Maybe it'll be nice and give us Hundreds of Beavers.
Probably not.
I don't know. Oh well.
Okay. So
this one we have a lot.
I could use the restroom.
Okay.
I'll be right back. You start talking.
Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire is the greatest cinema experience Hayden and I have ever had. Not because it was a great movie, but because the theater was absolutely insane. We had a group of people sitting behind us, and every time anything happened, this is probably the hellest movie of the year, right? I mean, balls to the wall. it really learned its audience because, you go back to the past few MonsterVerse movies and they don't really know what they're doing, right? They keep adding these human characters, expecting us to care about them without really giving us reasons to care about them. We're just here to watch big monsters fight each other, right? This movie got it. This movie finally understood the assignment. And every time anything happened, the group of people behind us would explode. Yeah! Yeah! Get him, Kong! Get him! Yeah! And it was insane. It was the greatest thing to ever happen. And it was in 40X. And, I mean, it was just absolutely wild to watch the entire time. I mean, every time anything happened, they'd just go wild. The crowd would cheer for everything. I mean, when Godzilla and Kong had that big old double punch at like the end, the shot with like both of them. And then like, I don't even know what to say about it. We were just going insane the entire time. It was just bonkers.
It was a nuts movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie itself, not just the 40X experience, is just stupid, dumb fun. Like, it's a dude movie, right? It's not Citizen Kane. You're not going to walk away thinking anything other than, yeah. Like, we have a movie grading system. There are two types of movies. There are movies, and then there are dude movies. Those dude movies are like Fast and Furious,
Pacific Rim,
the Godzilla movies, at least the current MonsterVerse. Just these stupid action movies that you're supposed to just turn your brain off and watch. And so that's why we're so lenient on these movies that are like lacking in story, lacking in character development, lacking in all this stuff.
They know what they are.
Because they know what they are. You can't grade every movie equally. You can't grade every movie on an equal footing. Because some movies are trying to make you think. Some movies are roller coaster rides. This is a roller coaster ride, and this is the best one.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the most dumb, fun movie of the year. It is the dude movie.
Now, one Godzilla movie to come out in recent years that we do not grade on that scale.
Last year's Godzilla -1. We can talk about that because it came out so close to the end last year.
And,
I mean,
we've been wanting to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because of how amazing it was.
It was the movie of last year.
Yeah,
I want to say
movie of the year.
Like
even though Oppenheimer
I think it's better than Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Because it's more impressive than Oppenheimer.
Like, how do you make a Godzilla movie? When you go into Godzilla, you expect, like what we were just talking about, dude movie, big monster fighting monster.
Nowadays, because of the monster.
Because of the monster. But that movie almost made me cry. And that is insane from a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
It's up there in like my rankings of movies of all time.
Yeah. I mean, it's we got to tell them it's from Toho.
Yeah.
Right. It's made in Japan. So it's a true to form OG Japanese Godzilla movie. And holy cow. It's Godzilla basically acts only metaphorically for this dude's guilt. And kind of like metaphorically for the victory that Japan didn't get at the end of the Second World War. Because like they finally end up defeating Godzilla, and you can just feel this pride and this accomplishment. And it's like Japan reclaiming their honor after the loss of World War II. And like that's a movie that could not have been made in the States.
No.
Like it had to have been made in Japan. And just some of the best character work.
Dude.
Maybe ever.
When you say like, oh, this Godzilla movie has human characters in it that it wants you to care about, that's where you start to lose me. But this movie perfected that.
Yeah.
All right. Like, yeah, you hear human characters in a monster movie and you start to lose interest. But this, they actually make you care about them.
Yeah.
Because you can't not care about
them. The lead character, he just goes through so much tragedy, and he's so haunted by it. And like, it's like Daredevil season 3. He just keeps getting beat up and beat up and beat up, and he keeps losing, and he loses everything, and finally he redeems it all.
God, I want to watch it now.
I want to watch it again.
I want to watch it.
I got the mug right here.
Yeah. What a good movie. Oh, man.
Christmas gift. Gojira mug. All righty. Next up.
Good movie. Yeah, you watched that,
I did watch that. Talk about that real quick.
Oh, yeah, before we get into
this one. We know this movie didn't come out this year, but we watched it this year. Again, we've seen it 10 times in theaters.
Yep.
10.
10 times.
Monarch: Legacy of Monsters is Apple's borderline prequel, kind of prequel, sequel in and amongst the franchise. It just talks about the creation of Monarch, the organization in the MonsterVerse movies. It's mostly human focused, and Godzilla kind of takes like a background to it because it's focused on humans and stuff. It's decent. It's okay. It's more MonsterVerse, so go watch it. Go give it a watch if you really like the MonsterVerse movies. Now, Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
This is mostly here so we can talk about the Shamik Moore crash out because that's been crazy.
What the heck?
There are rumors that Beyond the Spider-Verse has halted production because of it. I don't know how substantiated those are, but there are rumors. Shamik Moore has crashed out like crazy. But let's focus on Across the Spider-Verse. So a lot of people didn't like Across the Spider-Verse because it didn't feel like a full and complete movie. And that's because it's not.
It's not.
Across the Spider-Verse is what I feel like is the first 2 acts to a 3-act movie. Across the Spider-Verse is like Deathly Hallows Part 1, the Harry Potter movies, right? It's the first 2 acts to a 3rd act, right? And the 3rd act is going to be Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's because, if you look at standard film structure, at the end of the 2nd act, your characters are at their lowest. They've lost everything, right? You look at Across the Spider-Verse. Gwen isn't at her lowest, and arguably she's the main character of this movie. But Miles is at his lowest. He's in a scary universe he's never been to before, where he's the Prowler. So Beyond the Spider-Verse has a lot it has to do.
Yeah.
When's the release? They're saying 26, right?
I think.
Yeah. Take as much time as you guys need, really. But that was
They have a lot to wrap up.
They have a lot to wrap up, though. The Spot.
Yeah, Spot.
Miguel. Prowler, Miles.
42.
Gwen's stuff has kind of been wrapped up.
Yeah. But even still.
But now she has to redeem herself in the eyes of Miles.
And that movie has a lot to accomplish.
There's a lot. But Across the Spider-Verse, if Beyond the Spider-Verse is good, which I'm sure it'll be mediocre at worst. It'll be mediocre at worst. It has a chance to be absolutely phenomenal. It has a chance to be the best of the trilogy. And that would make this the best film trilogy maybe ever. You got to think about other iconic trilogies. And do they compare? Other iconic, the Dollars trilogy, those are great, but that's a loose trilogy because it doesn't follow, one story. The Pirates trilogy, I think, is one of the best trilogies ever. It's hard to do a good movie trilogy. That's why I can't say The Godfather because Part 3 was terrible. I can't say Dark Knight because Dark Knight Rises was Back to the Future. Yeah. Those are some other good trilogies. But, we might have a perfectly phenomenal wrapped up trilogy here if Beyond the Spider-Verse is good. But it might not be good because we might have to get a different Miles actor.
Yeah.
You probably know the lore better than me, Sam. If you want to run them down.
I doubt that I do. I think I've been missing a lot that's been happening.
Well, you followed it from the very beginning. You've been talking about how Shamik Moore has been wanting to get with Haley Steinfeld.
Look.
You told me that years ago.
Yeah. Shamik Moore, since the beginning, pretty much, he's been trying to get with Haley Steinfeld, right?
Don't blame him.
Yeah, no, can't blame him.
No,
not at all. But recently, of course, much to every man everywhere's dismay, she's become engaged, and you can't even kill the guy either because he's a.
You didn't just say that.
No, I didn't. But yeah, you can't even kill him because he's a famous football player or whatnot. So anyway, Shamik Moore took it harder than all of us.
He took it really hard. Okay, keep talking. Let me find what he said on Twitter.
Because he genuinely started to crash out. And then not only just with Haley Steinfeld, but the lady who played Liz.
Yep.
Liz Allen and the Spider-Man Homecoming. He started posting stuff about them, and she called him out on like TikTok or Instagram or something, saying that he's a freak. I mean, yeah, he is. He's gone full freak. He is just going absolutely wild, trying to get with all of the women everywhere, and he has no aura at all.
No, not at all.
He is.
So, November 29th, which was, I think, the same day Haley Steinfeld announced her engagement, or like the day after, he said, Shamik Moore posted on Twitter, "There's still more people to meet, more opportunities to come, and more chances to try. Live, learn, and apply."
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so then like people were dogging on him, and he said, he like implied that he was with the Liz actress.
Yeah.
And then she came out and she's like, "Dude, I'm engaged. You freak." So like he has crashed and burned, dude. And I mean, I don't. Maybe they've already done his voice lines.
Hopefully.
Maybe they. Well, no, because the movie wasn't completely finished writing until a little while ago because of the strike.
But
so maybe they've shot his voice lines. Maybe not. Maybe he's gonna have to record his lines 150 feet away from Haley Steinfeld. But yeah, it was a crazy crash out, and it's still kind of ongoing.
I mean,
he released an apology video. Yeah. It was in black and white. Sad music was playing. He started it by going,
yeah. I mean, back in the day, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
and I still think it's
still so funny. It's hilarious.
But like I compared it to like Anthony Mackie wanting the Scarlett Johansson romance. Yep. You know, I thought that it was kind of funny. But now he's lost his mind. He has no marbles left at all.
Nope. It's so good.
He's insane.
Oh. All right. With that's Across the Spider-Verse, and more importantly, the Shamik Moore crash show.
Yeah.
Next up. What's Wheel Side going to give us?
Next up, Kill John Lennon.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Worst movie of the year.
Yeah. So, sorry to spoil this, guys. This is the worst movie of the year.
This is the worst movie of the year.
And I think Borderlands is a really close second.
Mm-hmm.
But Borderlands still felt like a complete movie. Okay? There weren't any glaring editing mistakes. There weren't any like glaring ADR issues. There weren't like the script was terrible, but there weren't any lines as awful as "My mother was pregnant with me," or "She was in the Amazon searching for spiders," or something like that. Like Madam Web, just the beginning of the movie felt unfinished, and all of the villains' lines were ADR'd over for some reason. It was like watching a dub of a foreign film when that guy was talking. It was just so bad. It was terrible. I watched this movie alone, okay? Because I was really bored one Friday night. I like drove down to the pool hall and I saw there was a ton of people there, so I was like, I'm not going to shoot pool. And so I drove over to the Regal and I watched this movie all alone. And I was texting him the whole movie. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. It was so bad. This movie has no redeeming qualities.
No.
And you can be like, oh, Sydney Sweeney's in it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't redeem it.
I mean, a redeeming quality.
Nope, none.
But it doesn't, just because it's a redeeming quality doesn't redeem it.
No, even that. It was such a bad, poorly made movie. And like, it was just, it wasn't even fun bad. It wasn't even laughably bad either. It was, ugh.
It wasn't even like Morbius.
No, Morbius at least had some really like cringy, stupid, like, all right, that's dumb, I'm going to laugh at it. Movie was boring. Oh, God. Maybe we'll get Night Swim next so we can wrap out our spaghetti movies. Western trilogy of awful movies.
We got a few more awful ones to cover.
Some more stinkers. Heretic. Not a stinker. Not a. What's the opposite of a stinker?
Not a fragrant.
Fragranter.
I mean, either it's a hit piece against Mormonism, but therefore a hit piece against religion,
Mm-hmm.
or something supporting religion, but therefore supporting Mormonism.
Yeah.
So either way, not very great.
Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's a confusing movie because I haven't given it a lot of thought to try and figure out what the movie's trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I like what the movie represents though, because this feels like an experimental mid-budget film, something that Hollywood doesn't make a lot of, but A24 makes a good amount of them. But the thing is, A24 used to be like a brand of quality. You saw A24 was behind it. That's the production company.
Yeah.
You saw they were behind it, and you'd be like, oh, that's going to be good. I mean, A24 did Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? And you saw A24, and you're like, yeah, it's going to be great. But now they spit out everything, man. They've become a standard run-of-the-mill production company. Like, no longer is it a brand. It's a brand of quality. I mean, look, Baby Girl is out right now. Who cares? But Heretic, I'm not sure what the budget was, but there's no way the budget was anything more than $50 million.
Yeah.
And so for like on the big screen, a sub 50 million which that's a mid-budget film nowadays. Anything beneath 50 million is a mid-budget film. I'm going to guess that budget was 11, 12. You fact check me on that one?
Under 10 million.
Under 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know where all that money went to, but whatever. So that means that movie cost like 20 million bucks. Okay. Cause you got to factor in marketing. I thought the marketing was pretty good, but I also thought the marketing was misleading because the marketing made me expect like a long drawn out cat and mouse puzzle game where they're having to go through traps and all this stuff. But the movie was one long dialogue scene, basically. Like just one long debate over morals and ethics and theology. And I thought it was cool. Kind of. But wasn't scary. And nothing really stood out.
No.
It was a movie. You know?
Yeah.
Wasn't.
I mean, not.
No, like I got no opinions on this one, really. I like what it represents, but as the movie itself in quality, no opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lie. I was just saying a lot because I'm the most opinionated person on the planet. All right, you go click. I'm lazy. One day we'll have a real set, and one day we'll have a Jamie, and he'll be able to click things for us.
It is. Oh boy.
Alrighty.
Have I got things to say?
Yep, Sam has to say that as well. I didn't watch this.
I did.
Because I knew better than to watch it.
Well, I knew better than to watch it, but I did anyway to see how badly they would massacre my boy. And they did. They did a lot. The Last Airbender. Netflix's The Last Airbender. All right, because there are 2 live-action The Last Airbenders now. And famously,
the first one,
M. Night Shyamalan. Awful.
Yeah.
Like, it is famously terrible.
Yeah. Hey, there's an M. Night Shyamalan movie we're going to talk about, too.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
Uh-huh.
But the Avatar The Last Airbender holds a special place in my heart. It is probably the best animated show to have ever been made, and it is one of the greatest shows. It is like constantly up there in like greatest TV shows of all time. Of course, like not the best, Breaking Bad, all of those, but like still, it is a phenomenal show. And to see them constantly try to go against everything that I think that animation as a medium of storytelling kind of stands for, it just, it always boils my bubbles,
It spoils your blood. That's the term.
Well, yeah, but whatever. Look, like all the live action remakes that Disney's been making, okay, I can't get behind any of those. The new How to Train Your Dragon is coming out, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even looking forward to that. The How to Train Your Dragon movies were good. I'm not even looking forward to it because why does it exist? Okay, just watch the original. But I digress, all right? The new Netflix show came out. The effects are decent. That's as far as I'll go to compliment it. Yeah, the effects are decent. They utterly botch the story. And the story is the best thing of the original show. And they just completely ruin every single enjoyable aspect of it. They have a show that admittedly is way fewer episodes, but in the end, about the same time as the first season of the real show. And I mean, they
just wasn't fun.
No, not at all. They redo it's more like a retelling than a faithful adaptation, which, I mean, sure, nobody just wants to watch the same thing over again, but again, why make it? Just watch the original show. But the way that they retell it, everything loses its impact. All right. I mean, take for instance the secret tunnel. All right. The secret tunnel in the original show was in season 2, and it is one of the first moments that we really get of Aang and Katara together, right? And it's incredibly important for that reason. In Netflix's version, it's again a way that they need to get into King Bumi City, the city of Omashu. But instead, it's Katara and Sokka going through it, and Aang is nowhere to be found. So again, just completely loses its impact. It's just a puzzle that they need to solve. It's something in the way that they need to get through instead of an actual character developing moment. But yeah, and that stays consistent with every other plot beat that they go over in the show. I mean, I can't really complain about the actors. I thought they did fine, but it loses its heart, and it should not exist. And what makes me most upset is the reception to it, because other people, they, for whatever reason, don't see its obvious flaws, and it's getting a second season, so it's going to keep butchering the greatness that was the last Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I mean, people just keep consuming product as we did all year.
Yep. We're the ultimate consumers here, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, it just makes me mad. People don't care. And I mean, The Last Airbender sucked. And on a ranking, Avatar: The Last Airbender, first place, of course, because it's the best. M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender, and then Netflix's. And I'll tell you why. Because even though objectively this was better than M. Night Shyamalan's, you get no enjoyment out of it at all. Nowhere near as much enjoyment as the first show. But at least you can watch M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender and have a blast, because it's so bad that you love to watch it. And it's very easy to disconnect from the original show. I don't think that it takes away from the original show at all. But this, I think, does. And that's what really hurts, because you just take everything and you drain it of heart and soul, and you get this. And that is
Sam's most opinionated take so far?
Yeah, so far. But we'll get to more.
All right, next.
All right, yeah. We have more to get to.
We got more, people.
And next up on the Kill John Award is Megalopolis.
Why did we put that there? We didn't see it. We've already talked about Megalopolis.
You told me you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, but I already talked about it.
We did, didn't we? Why did we talk about it? Why did
the cinema regrets?
Right, yeah. So we already talked about this.
Yeah.
You said that. Next up on the Kill John Lennon Awards, Minecraft.
What? Why is that there?
Because we played it, and because it ties into the rants.
So you get to rant again?
Yeah. Kind of in a similar vein, taking something beautiful that everybody loves and then just wringing dry everybody's enjoyment of it. Minecraft. And also because the movie's coming out.
The movie, yeah.
Jack Black, funny. But Minecraft sucks now. To you two viewers, I hate to break it to you, but Minecraft has fallen off hard. And I'm going to tell you why.
And I'm going to go find us food.
Okay. 1.16 comes out. It's the Nether update. Everybody loves it. It's the best thing to ever come out. Me, myself, I'm a zombie pigman enjoyer. All right. So the piglins are kind of stupid to me, but whatever. We can look past it. Great update. After that, you got the Caves and Cliffs update. Okay. Caves and Cliffs sounds like a great thing. It was supposed to be. But then Mojang absolutely butchered it. Mojang has no idea what to do with Minecraft at all. Mojang is stupid and the laziest company to ever exist. They have one job and they can't even do it except for maybe once a year, and they still suck at it. But the worst part is that nobody will ever call them out for sucking at their job. Every time that they give us one update, they drip feed us, even though it's the easiest thing to do. They have the easiest job in the world and they still refuse to do it. And then what do we get? We get the most recent update was coming out is, I don't know, it's giving us something called the creaking, I think. A little tree guy. Ooh, spooky. And then before that, the wild update. We had the wild update. And that was 1.20, I think. Or it was 1.20 Trails and Tales. Such great additions to this game, right? So interesting, so intriguing. But no. And again, these are small updates that nobody really cares about, and they're giving us one a year. Mojang sucks, and they should fail and burn and die. And that's what I think. Anyway, stop playing Minecraft. It sucks, and they hate you. What's next?
And the next movie. Kung Fu Panda 4.
That's DreamWorks.
I'll zip through this one real quick.
Okay.
It just wasn't that good.
They can't see you.
I know. It was the weakest of the quadrilogy.
Shouldn't have existed.
Awkwafina is the worst voice actress of all time. I hate her voice. It is grating. It's terrible. Mediocre movie. Yeah, that's it. It's just redoing the plot threads and plot beats from the first 3 movies. I thought the third one wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, really.
Okay. I can talk about this one. I can talk a lot about this one. This was probably my most anticipated movie this year. The marketing and the whole ARG around this game was amazing. This was one of the best marketed movies probably since The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight had this crazy ARG and everything, had the Joker dollar bills everywhere. This movie's marketing was phenomenal. This movie's marketing made it look like it was going to be the best horror movie ever. I mean, it was supposed to be the next Silence of the Lambs, which I knew that was a hot take going into it. But the movie comes out, and it's really well shot, really well acted, and it's great for the first 2 acts. But then that third act comes around, and everything falls apart. The movie feels pretentious because of how poorly done the third act was. The movie feels like the art style and the cinematography was completely unearned because of how much the story flopped. If it had just been like a standard crazy Seven style serial killer film, it would have been so much better. It would have been Seven or Silence of the Lambs, but highly stylized. Instead, they made it they put some stupid supernatural spin on it to where you find the whole source of evil of this movie was the devil, the literal devil, right? And you know what the literal devil, the full force embodiment of all evil ever does? He puts his demonic spirit in balls that go in dolls, and those dolls convince dad to kill their family. It's lame. It was really lame. And so the movie felt pretentious because of how lame that payout turned out to be. Like there's this like the final shot of the movie is one of Nicolas Cage's long legs like laughing and kissing at the camera, and because of that, it felt pretentious after that, just because of how poorly done the story was. Osgood Perkins, though, the director of this movie, it's clear he has an eye for visuals. I've compared him to like, I know this is one movie and it's a lot to do this from one movie, but he wrote and directed this. He needs to direct someone else's script. The movie felt like Zack Snyder made a horror movie in the way that Osgood Perkins has just this crazy eye for visuals, but the story he wrote was kind of lackluster and kind of falls apart. The Monkey, he's making a movie called The Monkey. It comes out February, April,
sometime around
there. So we'll see if his directing chops are good or not. But this movie was a bummer. This movie really was a letdown. I'm bummed about this one. All right, what's next?
Next up on the Kill John Lennon Awards is...
Really not.
Well, I did, though. The Penguin.
All righty.
Time to talk.
About
the Penguin.
Best show of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. Is your brother watching? Is Ben watching?
I don't know. Ben, are you watching?
We could spoil the whole thing for him right now.
We're about to spoil the whole thing for you, Ben.
Nah, we're not going to spoil it.
Okay.
I mean, the Penguin is crazy because the Penguin himself is so morally detestable, yet you still root for him. The whole show, kind of. Like, even when he does something terribly, despicably evil at the very end, you still kind of root for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you see him in the pit house at the very end and he's won, you still root for the guy, kind of. Like, it's just so well done. I mean, there's very little tying it to Batman mythology and the Penguin. You know, there's very little beyond the name of just the Penguin, Oz Cobb. But it ties very well into the Batman, like Matt Reeves' Batman universe. Like this movie is this show is gonna play a very large part in the Batman Part 2. I'm certain about it. Like it's gonna be a big driving force, and the Penguin's gonna be a big character in the next Batman movie. And I think The Batman is one of the best superhero movies ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close to The Dark Knight, in my opinion. And I'm very open about how The Dark Knight's my favorite movie ever made. And I think it's one of the best movies ever made. But The Batman, it's close. It's really close to it in quality. What do you have to say on the Penguin?
He got his top hat. Spoilers, sorry.
Yeah.
He finally did.
Finally gets his top hat.
But I didn't like this show because they changed his name. It used to be Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah.
And they changed his name, so I don't like it.
But I think there were rumors that like they're going to tie him into the Court of Owls because there's a Court of Owls dude named something Cobb.
But I don't know. I thought it would have been funny if they kept his original name.
They should have, yeah. Or if like everyone just called him Oz Cobb and Cobblepot was his full name, but they just called him Cobb because it's easier than Cobblepot, which is what they should have done in the end.
Like one of his, he hates people making fun of him. Right? Yeah. That name, I mean, you want to be taken seriously, but your name is Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. I mean,
that's a big misstep on their part.
I mean, write these notes down, Matt Reeves.
Yeah. I know you're watching, Matt.
Yeah.
I know
you're that one viewer.
That's another gripe I had. I know that Matt Reeves was just like an EP on it, but I would have loved to have seen some more Matt Reeves cinematography. I mean, Matt Reeves he's known for his, like, he sticks his camera on everything. You watch that one scene in Rise of the Planet.
It's water.
You ringed up my couch. You look at that one scene on Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I won't
do it again.
Where the camera is stuck to the tank gun as it spins around. You look at the entire Batmobile chase scene. He just slaps that camera onto everything. And we didn't get any of those shots in this series. Which, I mean, bummer. But then, I mean, Christina Milioti as Sophia, probably the best female actress the year,
Yeah.
at least in television.
Yeah.
Maybe not in general because of that movie. Which when we get to that movie, it's going to be great. Things are going to go wild. You know a movie.
Yeah.
She killed it.
Mm.
I mean, she was probably the hero of the story, if there was one.
Kind of, yeah.
And I like how it wasn't just ripped straight out of Batman Dark Victory, which is what the Hangman Killer is from. That's the comic run. Well, the graphic novel. Okay, it was kind of a run and a graphic novel at the same time. That's what it was from. It was Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb, I want to say, that did that one. And it's the sequel to Dark Long Halloween, and those are very crime thriller, mafia-esque. And so I like that it wasn't just a straight up ripoff of that. I like how they changed the Hangman Killer in general. I just thought it was great. I can't wait for more of it. I can't wait for the Batman Part 2. It's going to be great.
And it's one of the 2 superhero shows that we watched this year. We'll get to that other one.
What was the other one?
You know what it is.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I'm blanking on it.
It's the worst thing you've ever watched.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, go click us. Let's hope we don't get there.
One of the best shows we've ever watched.
And one of the worst.
No, I think the worst.
It's probably the worst. Yeah. It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's see if we can get them back to back.
Yeah.
Will the wheel
We're talking about the movie of the year, and we're talking about the worst show ever. We're not going to tell you guys till we get there.
Nope. Argyle.
All right.
Well, we got to one of them. Henry Cavill.
This is the Henry Cavill movie.
Yeah.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
It was a really dumb movie.
Stupid.
It was such a stupid movie.
Such a stupid movie.
Like,
it was not good.
It was not good at all.
Ugh.
It was just stupid.
And the trailers, I think, made it look interesting.
Yeah, it looked like a fun crime thriller.
And then it became so stupid.
It was really stupid. Yeah. Like, it was dumb. Like,
Really
that's
dumb.
like that's all we can say about this one.
Dumb.
It was a really dumb, stupid movie. It wasn't even fun. Well, like, Sam Rockwell did great.
Yeah.
I love Sam Rockwell and everything. Bryce Dallas Howard did a good job. Like, all the actors and actresses, they did a good job. Dua Lipa was there.
Walter White was
there. That's right. Samuel L. was there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it had crazy big names. Henry Cavill, John Cena. I mean, these crazy names attached to it. It was dumb. It was a dumb movie.
I wish that it had just been Henry Cavill and John Cena doing stuff.
Yeah, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
That'd have been a much better movie. Yeah. The first 10 minutes of that movie were great.
Yeah.
Everything after that, dumb,
sucks,
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to get anything more interesting from us as far as takes on this movie.
They don't care
Other
about
than it was dumb and
spoilers for
stupid.
this one, do they? I mean, it's Argyle. It sucked.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It was, yeah. We'll tell you why it was dumb and stupid, I guess.
Look, the big reveal was that Bryce Dallas Howard's character was Argyle the whole time.
Yeah.
Whoa. And that is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
That was really dumb.
I mean, it made no sense at all. And, oh, God, how stupid.
What
a dumb movie.
Dumb, stupid movie. Yeah. Terrible.
Could have been good.
Who directed that? It was Matthew something. It was the same guy that did X-Men First Class and the Kingsman trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the Kingsman trilogy, but like I don't think he did all three.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he did the Kingsman. He did the first two at least.
Like, everybody loves those movies.
Yeah, those movies are fun. Fun, dumb action. And X-Men First Class is criminally underrated. But this one, dumb. Really dumb.
Hey, you.
All right.
Next up on the Kill John Lennon Awards, we have...
Please be Echo.
Twisters.
Okay. This movie was dumb. Not dumb. I'm not going to say that. This movie was apolitical. It was
all right.
Mediocre summer movie fun.
Yeah. 40X was fun.
40X was fun. This movie was built for 40X and was great in 40X. Glenn Powell's cool.
Like him.
I've never seen him act before, though.
That song. Good song. Ain't no love in
Oklahoma.
That's right. Yeah.
I still haven't seen Glenn Powell act. He's in the same boat as like Ryan Reynolds and The Rock at this point, where he needs to start acting and just stop being himself on camera. what was it, Daisy something?
I forget.
I haven't seen her in anything before, and she was good.
She was good.
She was good in
it. Transformers, Rise of the Beasts
dude.
guy.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Like, it was a good movie. It was
Transformers, Rise of the Beasts.
Like, it wasn't an amazing movie. It didn't blow me away. But it was fun. It's fun enough. I hate how many people it brought to my movie theater because I had to clean up after 40X, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Next
up on the Kill John Lennon Awards.
Like, that movie I would watch again if it came back in 40X, but I'm not going to watch that movie on its own. That movie isn't worth seeing outside of 40X.
Narrowing it down.
I know, it's getting
hundreds of beavers.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
This is maybe the best movie we saw all year.
Yeah, maybe. Very possibly.
So this movie didn't come out this year. This movie came out a couple years ago, but 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, they released this movie for a limited screening at the Grand out in Pier Park.
Yeah.
I don't go to the Grand ever. I work at the Regal.
Yep.
I get free movies there.
Yep.
Also, I just mentioned I work at the Regal. None of my opinions are reflections of the Regal company. I am not sponsored by any of the filmmakers. Everything I say is of my own volition. None of my opinions reflect that of Regal, Regal CEOs, or Regal managers.
That goes for me too. Everything we're saying here is in Minecraft and not real.
Completely of our own volition, of our own opinions. Nothing reflects our employer's true beliefs. The Grand was an experience.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the movie just yet, but we didn't watch the movie in one sitting.
Nope.
We didn't even watch the movie in one theater. Halfway through the movie, the theater's projection cuts out. Like, you can hear the movie, which is, it's a silent film.
Very, very
well, not
faintly.
Silent film. It's there's no dialogue in it.
Yeah.
You can hear the movie, but you can't see it.
Except for
just the outline.
It's so dark.
It's like it's like the contrast dropped down to nothing. The saturation dropped.
Yeah.
So they reset the movie and it's rolling again. It gets to that spot, cuts out. Then we've got like 10, 15 minutes of nothing. He runs to the restroom.
Yeah, since it's a no dialogue movie.
Yeah.
You can't even tell what's going on.
No.
All you can hear is oh
yeah.
Yeah,
and music. You hear music.
Yeah. And
so he runs to the restroom and I pull up Twitter and I found out the Illuminate have arrived in Helldivers. And so the whole theater, we're all talking about Helldivers. I'm like, I'd rather be there watching this. Or I'd rather be there than watching this. And then they get the movie running again, and it crashes. And so they're like, all right, guys, this projector's not working. Let's take the whole theater on a field trip to a different theater. We walked from theater 3 to theater 8. They moved the entire theater. And so they started back. And it gets to that spot. We're watching the movie and it's working. It gets to that spot, drops again. So eventually, they just have to skip past that spot and start it again. So we missed like 30 seconds of the movie.
If you think about it, that was kind of the movie's sense of humor is like comedic escalation, right?
Yeah.
The bits get more and more
absurd
as it goes on.
It kind of assisted in the...
Yeah. Because every time that it would cut out, we would laugh harder. It
get funnier and funnier. It got to the point where we thought it was a social experiment. And we're like, all right, they're testing us to see how much people will put up with till they leave. But eventually, the movie gets playing. It only crashes once more. They fix it. The rest of the movie runs out. So this movie is an indie film, self-financed or maybe crowdsourced. It's a small budget, like $125,000, right?
It won like a
film grant?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like the budget was what, $125,000?
Something like that, I think.
Small budget film by film standards. It is black and white. There's no dialogue, mostly. There's some dialogue for comedic purposes.
One bit.
But it's slapstick humor. It feels like a movie from a bygone age. And it was just so, you could just tell how much passion was put into this movie. And I say it's the funniest movie since Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Did Gage say something?
Gage hasn't said anything.
Yeah, because everybody's gone.
Yeah.
It's the funniest movie since Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Because, like we were saying, comedic escalation. So the bits keep getting funnier and funnier. And so that means one of two things. Either while they were writing this movie, the writers got better and better at being funnier and funnier, or the writers were funny the whole time and they intentionally made jokes that were less funny but acted as setups to these. There were dozens of running gags throughout the entire movie, just jokes that kept returning and returning and returning, and stuff just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier until the very end with that final showdown in with all the beavers.
There were
crazy. There were hundreds of beavers. This movie was very aptly named. This movie's on Prime. If there were any movie I could ever recommend somebody see from the stuff we saw this year, go watch Hundreds of Beavers. Like, this movie has returned my love for filmmaking, and I didn't even make it.
Yeah, I could say so much about it, but I don't want to spoil it for the one person watching because I want you to go and watch it.
Go experience Hundreds of Beavers for yourself. It's beautiful. It's mostly fun for the whole family except for one scene.
Except for one scene.
I'm not going to tell you which one, though. So you've got your 3-year-old kid there, and he's like, what's she doing? Next. Really shock this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be some, like, 8-year-old boy's Megan Fox moment.
All right. Next up on the John Lennon Award is
Echo.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. All right. This movie's a dude movie.
Yeah.
This isn't a movie. It's a series of interconnected roller coaster skits.
I feel like after the movie came out, everybody's, as like every good Marvel movies that has ever come out has, everybody's opinion of it started to lower as time went on. But every time that happens for me, for this movie at least, I'm reminded of the Blade scene, and I can't not like this movie because of it. I don't think
this movie is likable. It's very much likable.
Yeah.
But is it good?
But
no.
Look, I can't say, like, I loved it. All right. I was like a little kid in that scene. The biggest giddy smile on my face.
It made you feel fun. But you know what else makes you feel like you're having fun? Roller coasters. This movie is, like, the plot is really weak. The villains are super weak. And it just feels like you're bouncing from bit to bit to bit to bit. Which, don't get me wrong, is a lot of fun. I loved watching this movie, but you just can't think about it at all. You can't think about how weak Cassandra Nova was as a character and as a villain. You can't think about how stupid a lot of some of the stuff is. You just got to be like, you know what? It's a dumb, fun Deadpool movie, right? But the thing is, like, you can't just say, oh, Deadpool has always been dumb fun. You got to look at the first one.
Yeah.
The first Deadpool is a genuinely good, like, the plot in that movie is really well done with how you're bouncing around with everything, how it's non-linear. Like, that's got a good plot. And this one, no plot at all. Tons of fan service, though. And don't get me wrong, as a fan, I was well serviced. I lost my mind when Blade showed up, too. When friggin' Johnny Storm, jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? Gambit,
crazy. Tatum.
Absolutely crazy. Some of the funniest, it was hilarious, too.
Yeah.
There were some genuinely funny moments. I mean, Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls at the end where they're walking out. Like, such a funny friggin' movie. But it just wasn't that good. Like, it was fun, but it wasn't that good.
I think my opinion is inflated because of the state of Marvel.
The
state of Marvel. And whenever anything good comes out, I am inclined to like it more because of how crap the rest of it is.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to the rant, won't we?
Is the rant going to be tied to Echo?
Yes. Or maybe I think
that's
so.
it. That's the only other Marvel thing to come out this year.
Yeah.
Other than Agatha all along.
Which we didn't even bother ourselves
Didn't bother with that one. No.
Do you still want to watch it? Because you said
Nope.
you want. Okay.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. And we'll say why when we get to it. But for now, next up on the Kill John Lennon Award is Cyberpunk 2077. Take it away.
Okay. Cyberpunk, when it came out, was obviously in a really rough state. It was basically unplayable. And so I didn't play it until this year when I got into it. It's great. I think I'm not going to say it's the best video game ever, but it's like the video game ever. I mean, it's just this juggernaut of a video game now. I mean, there's just so much to do. The story is great. The story is crazy. All the cyberware, like, it's exactly what you want from a game set 50 years in the future. You can do everything in that game. It's crazy. I mean, go play Cyberpunk if you haven't already. That's all I can say. You'll thank me for it. And go watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix. It's also great. Just go watch it. Just go play Cyberpunk. Sam.
I know. Look, Metal Gear ruined me.
It did too, I know. I just got back into Cyberpunk because I was playing so much Metal Gear.
95 hours.
I've got probably that much in Metal Gear.
Anyway.
We're not talking about Metal Gear anymore, though.
Nope.
We will. We totally will. It's all Metal Gear. Like, with a franchise that big and that
We've
crazy...
still got way more. We've never even talked about Quiet.
We are not talking about Quiet. You could talk about Metal Gear forever. Like, I ruined Sonic 3 because I was talking about it the whole time.
Inside Out 2.
Okay, yeah. We'll just stand up there. Lightning round this one.
Yeah.
It was like an inoffensive Disney movie. It felt like an old Disney movie. They weren't trying to push any agenda. They weren't trying to push any crazy nonsense that Disney likes to push nowadays. They just made a good family movie. It was fun. Yeah.
Next.
And it made a lot of the box office too, which is ending Disney's run of flop after flop after flop. So maybe they're going to realize that, making a film about the standard nuclear family, what Disney used to do, it's going to bring you money, stupids. You're a family brand. Are you stupid? Next.
Awards. We got Smile 2.
The movie.
Finally.
This is the movie.
I didn't mean to do that. I was sliding it.
We're still talking about Smile 2.
After Smile 2 will be that.
Bad Boys. Yeah.
Which is
Smile 2 was the scariest movie maybe I've ever seen. I mean, Smile 2 is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so well done. I mean, friggin' Naomi Scott killed it.
Oh, yeah.
She better win the Best Actress Oscar. I don't know who else would.
If she doesn't,
but
then,
that was the best actress performance I've seen all year. And probably in a long time. She killed it. It's terrifying. Utterly terrifying. That's the only movie where jump scares genuinely scared me. Because they're just so well done. The suspense just keeps getting building and building, and the tension building and building and building. And you're waiting for the jump scare to finally relieve all the tension. And then it just doesn't come. And then it does come out of nowhere. Crazy. I mean, the first Smile was a decent horror movie with a fun premise. This one, holy cow. If the third Smile is good, we've got a cultural horror juggernaut on our hands. And I think we might, even after just this one.
Yeah.
I mean, you going into the movie, hearing that the main character is going to be a pop star, you know how it's going to end, right? You know how that ends. But the fact that the way they got to it still surprises you, holy cow. This movie makes you feel like you're being haunted by that smile demon because you don't know what is and isn't true. It is just so well done. Phenomenal movie. Absolutely terrifying. Go watch it. It's on Paramount Plus.
Every time that I ever go to see a horror movie, I gotta be a man, right? I always try to brace myself for things. I never even flinch at the jump scares. But the second time watching this movie, not even the first time,
scarier than the first.
The one jump scare that I actually almost fell out of my seat. How scary that one was.
It was just so well done.
What a good movie.
Holy cow.
Movie of the year. I think.
Well, we said that for Hundreds of Beavers.
Well, but that's not this year.
That's right. Hundreds of Beavers is the best movie we watched this year.
Seen this year.
This is the best movie to come out this year.
The year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
What a good movie.
I mean, there's a very close second, which Sam's mom wants us to talk about. There's a very close second, but this one, it just beats it out.
I bet mom's or one of those two viewers now. We've gone up one.
I know. Yeah.
Still waiting for it.
Your brother's right. The midday streams, just no one watches them.
That's what he said.
I know. Well, tonight I want to go see Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
After this, when we're done streaming. Then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say let's wrap it.
I still need to link my email, he said. Anyway.
You still haven't?
I still have. Apparently not. I
thought
I did.
Look,
I thought I did.
Bad Boys, Ride or Die.
What a follow-up. to the best movie of the year.
This was a fun movie.
It was.
Like, it wasn't anything good. It was funny jokes. Obviously, it's meant for an older than us audience. Obviously, it's meant for millennials who grew up around the original Bad Boys movies. It was fun. Like, it was inoffensive. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best thing ever. It was fun.
I just don't have much to say about it.
There's not much to say about this one.
Yeah.
Especially coming off Smile 2.
Mm-hmm.
Next. We need a Jamie. Look, if any of you who are watching this or are watching the VOD or are listening to the podcast, if we get it up on Spotify, if you want to be a Jamie, if you want to be our Jamie, we'll take you. We might even pay you. We won't pay you.
No.
But
with food, maybe.
With food, yeah. My dad will pay you with food. My dad smokes a lot of meat. So if you want to be our Jamie and just sit there and click things for us, submit an application to our email.
Next up or on the Kill John Lennon Awards.
DM. Yeah, we're getting to the end here, man.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right.
Wow. Hey. All right. To start off, this movie was inspired by Oppenheimer.
This movie was made because of Oppenheimer.
Because of Oppenheimer.
The Rock saw Oppenheimer in IMAX and he said, that's what I'm going to do next. This is Oppenheimer 2. Yeah. This is the spiritual successor to Oppenheimer. But only the scene where the nuclear bomb went off.
This movie, you watch it and you couldn't even tell.
No.
At all.
No. Good heavens, this movie is the epitome of everything wrong with Hollywood nowadays. The absolute epitome. Stupid Marvel humor, out of touch executives making it. Like, this movie had no passion in it.
They spent $250 million on it.
And the movie was apparently $250 million. What?
Where did that money
Where did that budget go?
It's gotta be a money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
It has to be, though.
Only in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But
where
is that money going?
No. The Rock plays The Rock.
Yeah.
Chris Evans plays Chris Evans. Kiernan Shipka plays Hot Witch Woman. J.K. Simmons played a fun enough Santa, but they keep militarizing Santa.
Why do they keep militarizing
Stop militarizing Santa, okay? This is no longer Bush's America. We can stop doing that stuff now. All right? We don't have to worry about Dick Cheney anymore. That was just like stop militarizing him. But the plot was dumb and meandering. It was just it's just everything wrong with Hollywood.
I did not like watching
I did not like watching that movie. I
was hoping it would at least be fun. But no. I didn't even have fun.
Didn't one of us fall asleep during that movie?
I think so.
Jesus. All right.
But
next, I'll go click this.
Hold on. I mean,
lame. It's just lame.
I don't know. This movie's so bad, I think I have more to say.
You have more?
I think so.
All right.
Mainly about how much I dislike The Rock.
Oh, you're just going to go rant about The Rock?
I don't know.
What? Why is Fortnite here?
We played it.
We did play Fortnite. The first time. Sam played Fortnite for the first time.
I played Fortnite for the first time. Skibbity toilet Fortnite.
All right.
That's real now.
All right. You said that. You just said that now.
No, but
somebody's going to clip that.
No, you idiot. Nobody's going to clip that.
I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip that.
Furthermore, it's a real thing. That's why I said it.
I know. Okay.
Skibbity toilets in Fortnite.
The Tomb Raider trilogy. Oh, that was the one obsession that I missed. No, the obsession wasn't Lara Croft. The obsession was adventuring and stuff. So
we're done with the games.
This is the final games that we played this year. The new Square Enix Tomb Raider trilogy. I say new. The last one was like 2019. I mean, just that really kicked off my adventuring archaeology obsession. That, and I read Graham Hancock's Fingerprints of the Gods and listened to all of his appearances on Joe Rogan. This trilogy is great. I guess not talked about enough. They're fun games. Like, we didn't talk about Indiana Jones, which means we forgot to put it on the list. But Indiana Jones is another adventuring thing, and that's great. And that adventuring obsession fit nicely after Halo and before Batman.
Yeah.
Next.
But
yeah, the Tomb Raider trilogy is great. They're all on Game Pass. I played them. They were fun.
Me and every other man likes Lara Croft.
Yeah, it's because of the plot.
Yeah.
The plot is really well-rounded.
The plot isn't like, I love Tomb Raider for the plot.
Yeah, it's got a nicely well-rounded, full-bodied plot. My opinion on Alien Romulus changes on the day.
What's today?
I'm leaning more towards disliking it. So Sam hasn't seen the other Alien movies.
I saw the first one and part of the second one.
Okay. Well, the first Alien is maybe the best sci-fi horror movie ever made. And maybe one of the best horror movies ever made. Honestly. Maybe the best sci-fi movie ever made. I mean, the original Alien is just absolutely amazing. What are you going to disagree with me there?
Best sci-fi movie ever
Star Wars
made.
is space opera.
Okay.
Alien is the best sci-fi movie ever made. It's just so well done. And Aliens, the sequel, is one of the best action movies ever made. And then you get Alien 3. No, it was Alien Resurrection, right?
Yeah.
No, it was Alien 3, and then it was Alien Resurrection. And then you had Prometheus, and then you had Covenant. And then you get to Romulus. Right. Romulus is the best since Aliens, so it's better than all the movies I listed between Aliens and Romulus. But it's still just like a cheap facsimile of the first two. I mean, the final creature design, the Offspring, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying creature design. Really good jump scare there at the very end. But other than that, this movie is just nothing compared to the first two. And like, if you've never seen the first two, you'll probably like this movie, right? Do you enjoy this movie?
Yeah.
Even though you've never seen Aliens, you probably enjoy this movie. But when you realize that it's in a franchise of some of the best in-class movies, this movie being this, there's no excuse for it. I mean, imagine you get the original Alien, but with modern VFX, like modern animatronics and modern suspense building.
Ben wants us to talk about the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu.
We're not talking about that movie.
Can't talk
because I
about
haven't
it.
seen it.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen
We can't
it.
talk about
it. We can't talk about it.
Sorry, Ben. We can't talk about the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu. That better not be like a movie that's so bad you can't even say its name. Wow, we're really nearing the end here.
Yeah. No, yeah, we only have a few more.
Alrighty. What's next? Trap. Okay, this is the M. Night Shyamalan movie. This movie, for about half of it, and what the trailers made it look like, was reverse Die Hard, right? You've got the bad guy being hunted by tons of people at a location. But it turned out that a third of this movie was a theater concert, a live concert. The other third of this movie was reverse Die Hard. I'll give it that. And then the other third of this movie was stupid.
Yeah.
The second that the evil villain, the main character dude, what's his name again? The Butcher or whatever they called him, right? The second he leaves the concert area, the movie falls off.
Yeah.
It just falls off. Crashes, burns. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter played Lady Raven. She was the pop star. She's a pretty decent actress.
Yeah.
Like she, in that one scene in the bathroom, she acted pretty well.
It's still so
stupid, dumb movie.
That this movie was only made to like propel her career, and it's not a good movie either.
Nope.
I was excited based off of the trailers. I thought that
I was hyped for this movie.
Would be pretty cool, and I never really got into it while watching it either.
No,
even like what he thought was pretty good, I still never really got into it. I felt like they were doing everything kind of wrong.
Yeah,
and they did. But I don't know. I never really liked it.
Nope. Lame movie. M. Night Shyamalan keeps making stinkers, which, I don't know. Maybe he just got lucky at the beginning. It was beginner's luck. Alrighty. Next.
What is next?
I don't know. Jeez, be patient, Sam. Y2K.
Oh, yeah. Y2K, baby.
We have very split opinions
on this one. Very differing opinions, and it upsets me.
It upsets me too, because I know that Sam's just yanking my chain and he secretly agrees with me. This movie was terrible.
This movie was amazing.
This movie was so bad.
This movie was the best movie I've ever seen.
This movie was the worst movie I've ever seen.
This movie, okay, that's me.
Yeah, and you're full of crap.
Well, a little bit. But come on, look, this movie tailors to our senses of humor so well, and I can't believe you hate it.
I don't hate this movie. I love this movie. But it's so stupid and bad, and that's why I love this movie.
Right,
this movie is the most fun bad movie of all time.
Yeah. Okay. Your big complaint.
All right, this is Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless now.
It takes itself too seriously. I have one thing to say that I can't believe I've never brought up before to shatter that. All right. And I can't believe you haven't thought of this either. The robot guy at the end, the golden guy at the end. How can that be taking itself seriously at all?
My problem isn't that the movie takes itself too seriously. It's that the movie is tonally out of whack.
How so?
Sometimes it's taking itself stupid serious. Like the scene on the swings after that dude just died playing break stuff and he breaks his neck skateboarding, and then it cuts straight to a scene of them on swings missing the guy that just died skateboarding to Limp Bizkit.
How can you not see? How can you not see how genius it is? It's not taking
it took itself seriously.
All.
That scene took itself way too seriously.
It's not taking itself
seriously. And then the fact
seriously.
that they were missing like Julian Dennison the whole time. Right? Like, that was dumb. It's a dumb, stupid movie, but it's so much fun.
No.
Watch this movie. It's so good.
It's
like
Fred Durst is there.
Yeah, this isn't like, this is the ugliest pig you've ever seen, but it's also got Sabrina Carpenter levels of makeup on it, right? This movie is so dumb. It's so fun.
It's great. I love this movie so much.
Fred Durst is in it. Fred Durst is there.
Oh my God.
It's Limp Bizkit propaganda. This movie is Limp Bizkit. And I love Limp Bizkit. They were one of my top artists. I don't love Limp Bizkit.
Oh my God.
Limp Bizkit was one of my top artists this year. And this movie is Limp Bizkit propaganda, and it is great.
Like, okay, look. I acknowledge how bad like this movie is, okay? But I also think that it knows what it is. And it tailors itself perfectly to our sense of humor.
This movie was made for us.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm here to tell you right now. If you go and watch this movie, you're probably going to hate it.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be like the majority of people.
But the thing is, our senses of humor are so screwed up.
This movie was made for us, I think.
This movie was,
God, I loved this movie.
I loved it too, but it was bad. I love it because of how bad it is. I love it in spite of its flaws. That's true love.
I love this movie.
It's so stupid. The thing is, I thought it was going to be like a horror movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a Y2K themed horror movie. But then we get in there and it's a dark comedy disaster movie with Fred Durst.
Got it.
What? What in the world?
What a great movie.
All right. What's next?
What's next?
Okay. You want to lead this one?
Which one is it?
Star Wars in general.
Oh, yay, the big rant time. Should we just clump Marvel in with this? Because it's kind of the same problem.
Let's just say Disney's franchises.
Yeah, Disney's franchises in general.
Yeah. The sad state of Marvel and Disney right now. No, let's just talk about Star Wars and let's focus on Marvel when we get to
Okay, yeah. I am unlike many people in that in two ways, actually, because most people probably did drop Marvel and Star Wars once it started falling off. This guy's one of them. But me, I held out hope, not in the same way the other people that are still holding out hope did, but in the way that I would turn a blind eye to every piece of crap that Disney would feed us. But my resolve was shattered with, I think, Bad Batch. Mm-hmm. when its last episode came out, and I realized just how much they hate their fans, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I dropped Star Wars. I used to be the biggest Star Wars guy around. All right, he can tell you. I loved Star Wars more than anybody. It was my favorite thing, and how Disney could so quickly take me from just last year even and turn me into how I am now, so radicalized against it. The new show coming out, Skeleton Crew. I'm hearing good things about it. I'm not even bothering myself.
No one's watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of how crap everything else is. And even if it is good, and that's what I've been waiting for, is a good thing out of Star Wars, I'm still not going to watch it because I don't want to support Disney. I want them to stop making crap. I recognize that 6 Star Wars movies exist, and I'm happy with that. and I can't do Star Wars anymore. They have completely killed me.
And what's even on the horizon for Star Wars?
They have the Rey movie, I think.
Those were canceled.
Were they?
I think those were shadow canceled.
Thank God, because those shouldn't have ever even been an idea.
But like, you know, at least Marvel has some stuff on the horizon.
Yeah.
Like some stuff that I am holding out hope for one thing from Marvel, and that's Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think Captain America is going to be any good. I don't think Thunderbolts is going to be any good. I might still watch them. But I'm holding out hope for Daredevil Born Again because Daredevil Season 3 is the best superhero anything ever.
Yeah.
The Daredevil show.
See, I'm really, really worried about it.
I am
because Daredevil Season 3 is the greatest superhero thing ever.
It's not going to be as good as Season 3, but if it's as good as Season 2, I'll be happy.
Okay, yeah.
Season 2 was the weakest.
I don't know. See, I don't want it to exist if it's not going to keep outdoing itself. All right? If Season 3 is peak, then I don't want it to...
No, I'll take something on par with Season 2.
I don't know. I feel like Season 3 was perfect. It ended so well, and this shouldn't exist. And if it's bad, or if it's not even as good, then its existence isn't justified.
I'm really worried about the She-Hulk connection.
Oh, yeah.
And the Punisher. Like, I'm worried they're not going to do the Punisher justice, and I'm worried they're going to make She-Hulk still canon.
Hold on. We can get to Echo, because that ties in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Wars, what it has on the horizon, I don't even know anymore.
No.
They've got the Mandalorian movie, Mandalorian and Grogu.
That's right. Taika Waititi still has a trilogy he's making too.
Yeah.
Right?
Look,
he's been working on that for a long time.
Mandalorian season 1 and 2 was great. All right.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those. Season 3 had the hardest fall off that I've ever seen.
It was just boring.
So boring.
Like none of it was bad. Okay.
Like
that one episode.
Yeah. That one episode.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more than that one episode. I feel
the
like
Jablizzo episode.
Jeez.
That was bad.
But oh God. I mean, they really took the only good thing that they've had in years and killed it. Yeah. I mean, and they're so overdoing it as well. And it's kind of like how they did Ahsoka. You know, once they realized...
Did that come out this year?
I think it did. Or no. It came out tail end of last year.
Yeah. And then we also got
the
Acolyte.
But God, the Acolyte. But the character of Ahsoka, you know, they realized that people were starting to like her. So they started forcing her and everything. But also... You know, I mean, I can go on about Ahsoka because that's Dave Filoni, all right? That's Dave Filoni doing that, and I hate Dave Filoni.
Now we're getting to high-level Star Wars nerding.
So I'll bring it back down to your level. Star Wars stinks.
Yep. Next. Next up better be Echo. I know, we're near the point where it's got to be Echo.
Night Swim, movie of the year.
Oh my God, we get to talk about Night Swim.
Yeah! Best
Night
movie to come out all year.
Was the first movie we saw this year in theaters.
And it's the best one.
That, in the middle of that movie, I decided we're going to watch basically every movie this year. We didn't. We gave up on that pretty quick.
1, 2, 3.
But Night Swim.
4, 5, 6, 7.
We got 6 left.
Yeah.
Night Swim. I mean... It's such a bad movie. It's so bad.
Oh, right.
It's not even fun bad. It's boring. It's a boring movie. But you know what? It's the movie of the year.
What are you talking about?
Okay, you have to admit, the movie didn't ever once say, it's time to go for a night swim. That would have made this movie the best movie ever made.
It would have been
the best movie ever made. But they didn't say it.
He's having a night swim.
Oh my God. He's going to go for a night swim. This was such a stupid movie.
Stupid. It's so stupid in concept.
It's so good.
The pool turned Wyatt Russell evil. The waters. It's not the pool. It's of the waters of the pool.
Because there's Native American blood in the waters.
Oh my God. I love this.
He took a swim and he became healthy, but he became evil. He became addicted to the swimming. Oh my gosh. This movie was so bad.
Oh, I love this movie.
Oh God.
It's so terrible.
Yeah. It's the worst.
But
It's
movie
the
of
worst.
the year.
Yeah.
Number 1. Above Smile 2.
Yep. This is the true movie of the year.
This is the movie of the year.
Oh God.
It wins.
How did we get the best horror movie
and
the worst?
The worst.
In the same year. Within the same 12 calendar months. We got the best and the worst.
We have 2 good things and 4. Okay, we have 2 good things.
And then Despicable Me 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 mediocre things. And
it was Despicable Me 4, Gru, and the Mega Merchandise Minions. Like, you watch how much those Minions... All right. I'm not saying this because I'm like some massive Despicable Me fan. I know how much those Minions were advertised because I work in a movie theater. Okay? Those Minions were advertised like crazy. And then they're in the movie for like 12 minutes. And they Deus Ex Machina, the final villain. Like, that movie was obviously for kids. The song slaps.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch. But we have nothing to say about this movie.
It was fun to be there. But yeah. I couldn't get into it. I was so taken out of the experience the whole time. I started playing Bad Piggies halfway through.
And Brendan ran his mouth the whole time.
Yeah.
I was worried we were going to get kicked out of the movie theater.
Brendan talked during Twisters. Actually, no. I talked during Twisters too, Brendan. I'd ask him stupid questions, and then whatever his answer would be, I'd relay over to you. Brendan says that's not accurate. That's right.
Yes, Brendan. The fire tornado is not accurate.
The fire tornado go over to Brendan. Brendan, is that accurate? No. It says that's not accurate.
The second movie we watched this year.
The Beekeeper.
The movie that you forgot existed. The movie you didn't know existed.
You didn't know this movie existed.
Mediocre Hollywood slop. I think it was fun. I can't remember anything about this movie.
I remember a few things. He's a beekeeper, right? He lives on an apiary. Yeah. And he's the beekeeper. And his neighbor gets scammed in an internet scam. And she dies. And he's like,
why is this the only movie we're giving a plot summary of?
We've given a few others. Yeah, I gave one other.
This is like the only movie we've given a proper plot summary.
I gave a plot summary of Ghost of Tsushima.
Plot spoiler.
Plot summary.
Next.
Well, hold on. He's like, oh my God, they killed my neighbor.
It's a terrible Jason Statham accent.
Well, I can't do his
voice.
That
was more like friggin' what's his name?
Look, I can't do his voice, okay?
So
that wasn't like Butcher. That wasn't like, no, it wasn't.
It was.
No, this is him. Oi, Yui.
Yeah.
Homelander done shagged me wife and stole me bloody son.
Yeah, that's
him.
Yeah.
So Jason Statham goes to the headquarters and he kills everybody there. And he burns it. Well, no, he burns it all down. And then they're like, okay, we got to kill this guy. Yeah. And they send a woman with a machine gun after him.
A minigun. Not a machine gun, a minigun.
A minigun. And she...
At a gas station.
And Jason Statham shoots her. And then he needs to swim to the island with... who was it? What was the actor? Was it Daniel Radcliffe? Or was it...
No, I don't think so.
Hold on.
I think it all ends with him kidnapping the president, right?
It ends with him kidnapping the president.
Right?
Hold on.
Didn't it end with some conspiracy about the president?
Josh Hutcherson. FNAF guy.
FNAF guy.
Yeah. He's like the scam artist, and he's on this island.
I forgot he was in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's like the son of some politician, and they're protecting
the son of the politician, and he's on the island that his mom is at, and she's the politician, and Jason Statham swims to the island.
Yeah.
He takes a night swim to the island, sneaks on, and does he kill him? Does he kill Josh Hutcherson?
So.
I think he kills Josh Hutcherson. And that's about it. And the beekeeper was actually, like, the reason he can kill everybody like this is because he was a part of a group called the Beekeepers. And he was one of these special people. And they're like, okay, this guy's gone rogue. We need to kill him. And I think that's how that ended. Like the Beekeepers are now against the Beekeeper.
Yeah. Well, wasn't the lady they sent with the minigun the current Beekeeper?
Yeah,
and he was a former Beekeeper?
Yeah.
This was a movie.
I'm surprised that I remember all of that.
It came to me. You could visibly see it all coming to me.
Yeah.
Is Echo the last one we're going to talk about? It's only fitting that it is.
I'm kind of hoping so. But look, it's... Oh!
Okay. All right.
Mom! Your time has come.
Yep. She's gone already.
All right. I know what the last two
movie
things
of the
are.
year.
Before we get started, I know what the last two things are. One of them we didn't even watch. It was Civil War. Do we even talk about that?
No. We'll skip through that real quick.
Skip Civil War. We didn't even see it. It was pretentious.
Hey, I called it was pretentious garbage, and apparently it was pretentious garbage. Mm-hmm. Look, politics aside.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
That's not all right. Did we not include Civil War? Well, then, okay. I know what the other thing is then.
What is it?
Fallout.
That's right. We're
That's
talking about Fallout. Politics aside, this movie was hilarious. And this movie was really eye-opening for the whole DEI grifter scheme. I mean, this movie wasn't as impactful as Matt Walsh's previous movie, What is a Woman? That movie really was eye-opening about the whole transgender situation. Hey, she's still here. She was the last one.
She's the last one.
This one's for you,
for
Miss Blake. But this one wasn't as impactful, like wasn't as eye-opening, wasn't as scathing. But holy cow, was this movie funny? This was so freaking funny. So funny. Like the funniest movie to come out this year, not the funniest movie we saw this year. Once again, that's Hunch the Beavers.
Yeah.
This movie was great. I think like regardless of your political beliefs, you need to watch this movie because it might change your political beliefs. You know, it might open your eyes to some things. It's just so funny. Like people need to watch this. People need to watch What is a Woman?
I mean, What is a Woman? I feel like wasn't as funny because it was way more.
It wasn't as funny because it was like a proper scathing documentary hit piece.
And they get into stuff that like I felt disgusted just listening to. You know,
this one though.
But this one's
funny.
This one's so funny.
The whole scene with Robin DiAngelo.
He got her to pay
You're just sitting there, like the whole time. The whole theater's jaw was on the ground. They're like, "Is this happening? Is this really happening?" That was crazy.
You gotta watch.
You've got to watch this movie.
Of course, we're talking to my mom who has seen it, but
we're talking to everybody on the VOD.
Yeah, all of you who watch that, which will include my brother and me, watch this movie.
Watch this movie.
Because it is so funny.
It's so funny. Yeah. All righty. Next. If it's Civil War.
Yeah, and talk about Fallout instead because if it is Civil War, then I missed Fallout.
All right.
Yeah, Fallout. It's Fallout instead.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, I see what it did.
Fallout and Echo.
Yeah, Fallout and Echo.
Echo is going to be the last
Echo's
thing we talk about this year. That's only fitting. That was the first thing we saw this year, too.
Yeah.
Before Night Swim.
Yeah.
We saw it's the first thing chronologically.
But Fallout, though.
Fallout. Every time I see a good video game adaptation, it makes me sad about Halo and what could have been. If whoever is in charge of Halo's next season, give it to Nolan. Give it to what in the world? I don't know. It's what, Josh Nolan? That's his name, right?
What is that?
It's a Swiffer. The kid has a Swiffer.
Oh, okay.
Is it Josh Nolan?
Yeah.
Yeah. That maybe that does give some credence of Christopher taking up Halo. Because his brother.
Yeah.
So Josh Nolan is Christopher Nolan, you know, the Dark Knight guy.
Yeah.
His brother. And so he did Fallout. And so like actually Halo could happen with Christopher Nolan.
Hopefully.
That's not an impossibility.
But Fallout.
But Fallout was amazing.
Amazing.
This is how you adapt.
Yeah.
This is how you adapt. What am I trying to say here? This is how you adapt a TV show based off a movie, video game.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't talk.
No.
Dang.
But
it happens.
I mean, it was so good.
It was.
You know, the story that it tells it's
completely new.
Yeah.
But it's so well done.
So well done.
Yeah.
Like the three main protagonists, you love all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, even though one of them is kind of like the antagonist for a bit there. I mean, still you can't help but sympathize with him because of like you get to see him before.
But also Walton Goggins just plays him so
Walton
well.
Goggins is such a good actor.
He's such a it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fun show and it's such a good show. And again, it ticks me off because that should have been Halo.
Yeah. But I mean, like the final episode too. The final episode was so good, and like what it builds up to.
Yeah.
It was so
Season
good.
2 gonna be around eventually.
It's gonna be so good. I just know it is. And if it isn't, then I will be so disappointed. But I won't, because I know it's gonna be amazing.
Alrighty. What's next?
Well,
we know what's next.
We know what's next.
All right. I'm not even gonna. Well, okay. I'll spin the wheel just for satisfaction.
The final item on the Kill John Lennon Award
is the worst thing we have ever seen.
The worst.
Literally the worst piece of film media I have ever interacted with.
May I quote myself?
No, you're not saying that quote. You're not. What? Okay, Echo.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I'm going to have to cut that out. Echo is the worst piece of media I have ever interacted with.
The worst thing.
Not only was it boring, it was like offensive.
Oh, like,
it offended you as the watcher. Like, you are angry that you turned on this piece of media because of how dumb and stupid and poorly characterized it is. Oh. And it treats you like you're an idiot. And like, you character assassinated Kingpin. How do you do that? I mean, how do you
watch Daredevil season 3 and then watch this? How is that the same guy at all?
The worst piece of jeez, I forgot this happened. I forgot Echo happened. And the thing is, it was like 4 episodes, right?
I think more than that, wasn't it?
I thought it was like 4 episodes long. We binged it. We made the mistake of binging it.
Echo Marvel show. 1 season. Episode guide. 5.
5 episodes. Like 5 hours of our time we spent watching that garbage.
Yeah.
It was not worth it. Not at all. It was so bad.
The worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, easily. I mean, and it had Daredevil in it.
Yeah.
And it was still the worst thing I've ever seen.
Why did it exist? Why did they...
Who wanted that?
Like, you guys remember the deaf woman? With
deaf amputee?
Deaf and amputee woman.
Native American woman?
From that Hawkeye show you guys all
that you
loved?
hated? You hated her when you saw her? We're going to give her a whole series.
Show of her?
You want a whole show about her?
Don't you want a show about her? You know what? That's actually kind of a good segue into the Marvel rant. Oversaturation. Like, that's what's killed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just too much crap.
And overexposure and everything.
Because who wanted the Echo show?
Nobody.
Who wanted the Agatha All Along show?
Nobody.
Nobody wants these, but they make them anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just so bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's all diversity politics too. Like, if you make, I can't think of anything, man. It's just,
it used to be a Marvel movie coming out was like the biggest event of the year.
Yep. Everybody went and saw it. They made billions of dollars.
Yet now it is just another thing that they've released.
Yeah.
And nobody cares at all.
No. And people are like, oh no, things are different because of Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That is the pattern that it followed, and I think firmly that pattern ends with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
Granted,
Captain America is going to crash and burn. Thunderbolts is going to crash and burn. Granted, I have hopes for Daredevil.
About that pattern thing, I said that about like every good movie that Marvel's released. You know, I said like, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that's going to be the last good thing that they ever release. But I firmly believe that Deadpool and Wolverine is the last good thing they'll ever release.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing else coming out.
Fantastic Four. Forgot about Fantastic Four. That's next year too, right?
Even if nobody's going to care. No. And first of all, the suits look stupid. So, but
they're 60s
that's
themed,
nitpicky.
though.
All right, that's nitpicky. Look, my real complaint is you had John Krasinski.
What
the heck?
I don't get that.
All right, look, recast him, sure. Pedro Pascal,
he is not
Mr. Fantastic.
He's not Mr. Fantastic.
I'm sorry, he's not Mr. Fantastic. That is the worst casting decision I've ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
And so they've utterly ruined every good thing they had. And I can now say, as much as it hurts my heart, Doctor Doom can't save the MCU because nothing can.
No. Yeah.
If one thing could, it would be him, but I don't think he will, mainly.
No.
And that,
I mean, we could eat our words. We could witness the comeback of all time.
Honestly, I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I hope that I come back and say they did Doctor Doom absolute justice. I hope so.
They're not gonna.
But they're not gonna.
Yeah.
And that's the sad fact.
Yep. And the even sadder fact is we're at the end.
Yeah.
Like the end from Metal Gear. One final Metal Gear reference.
That's the truth. The man who sold the world.
Alrighty, everybody who's listening to this.
One person, mom.
Everyone who's listening to this on the VOD, thank you for watching and listening. Everyone who's watching on the live stream, Sam's mom.
My mom.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for sticking around.
One day, we'll be better at this. That day is not yet.
No.
But one day it shall be. We're building a studio for this. This will become a regular thing. And we'll start not doing these midday. Because apparently all you guys got stuff to do midday, Christmas, day after.
Who would have thought?
Really?
I mean, Ben was right, though.
I guess.
Like, I didn't want to say it because I agreed with you and how you have work.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, everybody's going to watch them later.
Yeah. Oh, well, people watch the VOD, which I have to edit now because Sam was very anti-Semitic.
I was just joking. I have Jewish friends.
It's a good spot to end it.
Wait, Mom asks, what's the plan for 2025?
More of this, but better and higher quality.
Better and higher quality.
Yeah. A studio, dual cameras, a Jamie, or, a setup to where I can run things easier. Yeah. Stuff will only get better. Stuff will only get bigger. But not me. I'm still losing weight.
I will. I'm still expecting a growth spurt.
Are you really? Who told you that?
I'm not actually. I'm hoping for one.
I'm hoping for one too. I need I need another inch or two.
I am this close to being 6 foot, and then they'll flock to me.
No, they won't.
I know.
I just need 2 more inches, and then I'll be taller.
That is how that works. Crazy.
Wow, we really just start rambling on when we don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, and we were about to end it.
We are ending it.
And we are ending it now.
I have to go up there and hit the end stream button.
Okay.
Yeah. We have ribs to eat. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Ended.
Oh,
no.
I got to hit the... Are you sure you want to end the stream?
It's over.
It's over.